Okay, hey guys, how's it going? Wait, I know that's not right. That's not right. Hey, how you doing? No, that's not right either. Um, yo, what's up? No, that's not quite right either. What was it? Hello. Hello. That was it. Hello. 2 for number 1 here. How are you all doing? It's been a while. Good to see you again. So, as I start every single live stream, please let me know if you guys can hear me okay. If you can, give me a thumbs up, give me a shout in the chat, and yeah, we will get started with the live stream. So, I've decided what we're going to be doing today. There's a little clue hiding on screen. Don't know if you can see it or not. So, yeah, once I know that we're going to get, or the sound is at least okay, then we'll get started. So who have we got in the chat so far? We've got Mark Murphy, NGX, Kragers, Bernardo, Samir. Let's have a look here. Give me, welcome. Bojan, welcome. Jamal, Kevin. Hello guys, how's it going? Kevin, you can hear me fine. Excellent, 5x5, fantastic. Peter, welcome. How's it going? Give me more. 747. Maybe 747. Joel, hear you loud and clear. Excellent. Thank you for letting me know, guys. So, yes, we are going to be flying. Come on. Don't fail me now. Do you know, I saw that smoke there for a second. I was just like, the plane's not on fire already, is it? Come on, I've not even started the stream. So, no, that must just be on top of the... okay. Right, it's not the plane. We've established that. So yeah, we're going to be flying the PMDG 747, and where are we going? Where were we going? Yes, I was going to fly from Moscow to Baikonur, and then when I went on to Simbrief to start planning a route, it turns out that Baikonur apparently doesn't exist. So we're now going to be flying from where are we flying from? Philadelphia to San Francisco. So this will be a time accelerated flight, because I will be kind of sticking to my regular 4-hour stream limit, because it is 10 p.m. here in the UK and I don't want to be streaming all night long. So yeah, we're going to be flying from Philadelphia over to San Francisco. Should be a nice little jaunt across the United States, and we'll see how we go. Flying the 747, which I really haven't had much practice with at all, so this could be a very interesting flight. Maybe that smokestack in the background is kind of ominous and a sign for what's to come. Hopefully not, but I will do my best to do a good live stream. So let's see, Diablo, welcome out back. How's it going? And Simpmine, welcome. And Tetlis, is that how you pronounce your name? Sorry, I've no idea how to pronounce your name. I do apologise, I got that wrong. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. May I ask why I was flying the PMDG livery? Because I just haven't been bothered getting any others, basically. And GM3, welcome as well. Sounds as good. Excellent. Thank you for letting me know. Stephen, hey, for have a whiskey to hand. I became an uncle yesterday. Oh, fantastic. Congratulations. And no, I don't have whiskey to hand, but I do have some red wine hiding in the kitchen, which I may crack into later on. We'll see. Well, I say crack into. It's already been cracked into. There's only like one glass left. Maybe even half a glass, which won't be good enough. Anyway, so what we're going to do is, because it's quite a long flight, and I fear that I might take forever to pre-flight to the aircraft, I'm just going to get started just now, going through some of the initial pre-flight checks. The route I've already downloaded and saved, so I'm just going to put that or load that in. I'm not going to be manually entering in the route. It's quite a straightforward one. Usually flying across the States is pretty straightforward. Usually get a lot of direct routing, so that's quite good. Makes the flight a bit easier for us as well. So, right, actually, let me do it. Frame rate is awful. Just realised. Overhead lower panel, right. So, what are we going to do here? So, battery switch. I'm guessing this one here. Battery switch. No, that's the one there. There we go. So battery switch is on. Standby power selector comes on to auto, and now we have to connect the ground power once the CDU power is up there. Let's have a look here. Stephen, red wine will do. Fantastic. I'll go and hunted down later on then. Duke, welcome, how's it going? I'm doing good, how are you? Right, I'm hoping the CDU is going to start up soon. There it is, right. So, FS actions, so ground connections. So we will do... I'll do Jets way. Ground power request. And then what we'll do at this point as well is we'll also add in all of our fuel and bits and pieces that we need. So the block fuel for this flight was going to be 136080. This is pounds, not kilograms. And the payload, we were going to have, what was it, 360 passengers, so we'll stick a whole bunch in main economy, so we'll do... Actually, no, we'll do... 300 in economy. 45 in main business. And 15. And the upper, that's to 630. No, 360. What am I talking about? I'll just leave the cargo as it is, because I can't be bothered changing anything else, honestly. Right, okay, so that's all of the sim setup there. Let's go back to the overheads. Right, so hydraulic demand pumps are all off. These are off, and off. Windshield wipers should be off. Where are those? There must be these here, they're both off. Alternate flap selector, oh god, where on earth would that be? No idea. Oh no, it's going to be on the, it's on the center pedestal thing, isn't it? Oh, don't want the mouse yoke. Sorry guys, I'll look at the chat in a second. Alternate flaps, there it is. Alternate flap selector is off. Landing gear lever is down. Flaps and position lever match. Flaps up. Flaps up. Then we come back to the overhead again. Oh god, let's see. Bus tie switches are on. Also, when using external power 1 and 2 available lights are on. Yes, they are. External power 1 and 2 switches come on. So 1 and 2. Verify lights are illuminated. They are. Excellent. Cool. Let's have a look. Duke Minecraft, I'm good. Funny thing, I was once in the live stream today. Well, ask and you shall receive. Although it's just a lucky, coincidence, I guess. Yeah. The only reason I'm doing this is because I've got a whole 2 days off work this week, today and tomorrow. 2 days in 1 week. It's a miracle for me. Yeah, every week at work for the past 3 months or so has been at least a 6-day week, so it's pretty good going. All of that overtime definitely helps. Right. So next we continue with our IRS setup. So IRS mode selectors are off and nav. So those go there. Status display. Status display. Lots of errors, just how we like it. Check, only expected messages are shown. Well, engine shut down, well, you'd hope so at this point, being on the ground. And then we check oxygen pressure, hydraulic quantity, and engine oil quantity. So, I don't know how to do any of that. So, hydraulic quantity 99, 97, 98, 104, that's all okay. Engine oil, so I guess we'll go to the engine. Oil quantity, I imagine this would say RF if any of these needed refilling, so that's all okay. And check the oxygen pressure. There we go, 1840, 1840, I think that should all be okay. Flight deck access system switch is on normal. Maybe back here somewhere on it. Maybe not. Never mind. Right. Let's see. Enjoy your days off. Yeah, I will do, definitely. My days off are just me going to be like just laying in bed recovering to just go back to work. Hope I'm still enjoying my newish job. I am. No, it's been good fun. I actually got the opportunity today to fly in a Cessna 150. One of the flying school instructors was taking it out for a test flight, just to test his transponder, and he called me up and said, "Do you want to come along, tag along for a test flight?" I was just like, yes. So yeah, got to fly the Cessna 150 today, which is good fun. So they're really small aircraft, by the way. Like I was like properly jammed up against the instructor. And it's just like it was like you're jammed up so close that like one of your arms has to overlap the other one to like comfortably control the plane. So it's kind of weird, but it's a small trainer aircraft. You kind of expect it. Let's have a look. Ads, welcome. So happy I've caught this. Would have been gutted if I missed it. Welcome back. Thank you very much for coming along, Ads. I'm glad you haven't completely forgotten about me. It's good to be back. I don't know if I'm going to be back into the swing of things properly, but I'll try my best. So, now we do all the CDU stuff, which is going to take forever, no doubt. So, I then 747-400s, engines, they're installed, good. AirAct data, of course, it's me we're talking about, of course it's going to be out of date. We should be right there, right, pausing it. So we are in, where are we? K, P, H, L. Whack that in there. Go to page 3, grab one of the GPS readings. Come back. Throw that in there. Good. Right, routes. So now we're going to use a company route. So that was going to be K, P, H, L to K, S, F, O. Hopefully this works. Yeah! It works. Good. So, oh yeah, flight number. So flight number was going to be PM 9011. So PMDG flight 9011. I just realised I've just done a flight number 9011 whilst flying over America. Awkward. Activate and execute. No, execute that. Never mind. Right, departures. Moving on very swiftly. Departures. So we're going to be taking runway 27 right because it's close enough, and then I think we're flying direct to our first waypoint, so I'm not going to worry about putting in a SID at all. So just do that and we'll be okay. Legs, so we're going to check the legs page. Pages there. Actually, what I'll do is I'll do this on plan mode. I'm going to zoom out and do this on plan mode. So we're taking off from Philadelphia. We're going to be turning north and then west. And then we'll sort ourselves out and towards getting into San Francisco on the way. So nav radios, we're not really going to be using them, so I don't think we shall worry about that. We're going to go into perf in it, so we're going to enter the 0 fuel weight there. Then it says verify the fuel matches what's on dispatch papers. We're going to assume it is. Reserves, we're going to be 9.5. Cost index is going to be 90. Cruising altitude. Looked at all of the flight planning and I didn't take the cruising altitude. What a doofer. 360. Cool. Alright, thrust limiter. So we'll do takeoff 1D rates. And takeoff. Now what flap settings do we have and what are we going to need? Be a flaps 10 takeoff, is it? Is that allowable? Yeah, okay. And we'll select V speeds. Entering the trim value there. Okay, and that should all be done. Cool. Right. Sorry, let me just catch up with the chat here. Duke, been making some programs with Python from the last stream. Have made an analog and digital clock which you could swap to using Takeoff. Oh, very nice. Just finishing a snake game. Fantastic. Well played. Yeah, I was trying to get into Takeoff, but I kind of just ended up just passing on it really. Let's see. Stephen started his second job now, working in the kitchen at my local pub. Good stuff. Love pub grub. That's the best food in the world. Duke Minecrafter, now every airport is different, but do you think an airfield will take someone for work experience who's 15? Yeah, absolutely. I can't see why they wouldn't. Yeah, just shoot a letter or an email out to airport managers and say you're interested in doing work experience. That's where I did my work experience at Inverness Airport, and I got to do all sorts. There's some areas that you might not get a look around. For example, like obviously due to security things now, you might struggle with getting a visit to air traffic control or things like that. But no, absolutely, I can't see it. You know, there's not many reasons why they would deny you the opportunity to do work experience at an airport. Let's see, ads. Even if it's just this one, that's better than nothing. Oh no, there's going to be more. Don't you worry. I'm still committed to doing a Christmas special live stream, and it'll be in a few weeks' time now. Now that we're in November, so there will be a Christmas special live stream without a doubt. Let's see, Duke. Whereabouts am I flying? Do I fly over New York? No, we're just down the coast. We're down in Philadelphia. Let's see, ads. I can't believe you remember all of this. I've had 2 weeks off and it's like starting from scratch. I'm not. I'm cheating. I've got my tablet with all my my procedure guides. It's basically just a Word document with all the procedure guides copied out of the FCOM manual for the aircraft. Right. Anyway, I want to get the rest of this pre-flight done sooner rather than later so we can get up and get away. I'm going to be using 4 times acceleration. It's about a 6-hour flight, so if I land and there's going to be plenty of time left before I hit my kind of 4-hour limit on the live stream, what I'll probably do is I might jump into P3D and do a little bit of flying in there instead, because this is FSX just now. Yeah, I might jump to P3D. However, I was literally 20 minutes before live stream, I was trying to reinstall all my Orbix scenery for P3D. It was just taking forever, so it might work, it might not work. No idea. Right. Engine auto start switches on and guarded. Okay, just guess they are. Engine auto start switches. That must be a panel that's not in this aircraft. Never mind. Right. Electronic engine control switches normal. Yep. Standby power selector also correct. Utility power switches on. Yep, left and right. Battery switch on. Yep. Bus tie. Yep. Bus tie switches on. Auto generator control switches all on. Yep. Generator disconnect drive lights are on as well. That's good. APU selector starts then on. Okay. So we're going to wait for the APU generator lights 1 and 2 to come on. Let's have a look here. Michael Farrell, welcome back. How's it going? You'll do fast things. I'm doing good. How are you? Let's see. Give me more. What do you think about the PMDG 747? Is it worth the money? Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I think it's worth the money. Definitely. It's PMDG, so you can't really go wrong with it. Let's see, give me a bit disappointed with the 737 and its obnoxious floating on landing. Yeah, I'll tell you now, the 747 has the same thing, and I don't know if that's just a feature of Boeing's Yeah, I'm not sure, but the 747 is very similar. You'll note that, well, in the few flights that I've done with it, I've felt it floating on landing as well. Sorry, I'm burping here. Kostas, good to see Stoof back again. How are you, mate? I'm doing good. Kalispera, Tikanis, Ime Kalo, Efristo. Ads, I can't wait for that. Any idea when, so I can keep an eye out for it? No idea, I'm afraid, but I'm thinking of taking some annual holiday around Christmas time, maybe before or after Christmas. So it might be in within a fortnight leading up to Christmas Day. Let's see, Duke. I think I might struggle because I'm really far away from any airport, but I have a small airfield not so far away. Don't know how active it is. No, it doesn't take any precautions. So I thought, well, even if there's like a flying school there or something, you could maybe do some work experience at a flying school. They can be quite busy places, and plus, you can get speaking to instructors there, so you can learn a lot about the sort of all the legislation that kind of drives the aviation industry in the UK. It's something I've learned a lot of in my job. Sorry, APU's 1 and 2 on there. Yeah, so even if you go to a flying school, they can certainly, you certainly get some fantastic insights working there. Right, let's see. Right, so they just turn the APUs on, 1 and 2 on, or the APU gen switches 1 and 2 on there. Yeah, sorry, the APU generators, not the APU itself. That was already running. So, demand pump selectors. Here we are. So these are off. We've got the system fault and pressure lights are on. That's correct. Engine pump switches are all on, and the pressure lights should all be on as well. Let's see, emergency lights switch. So we're coming up here now. Should be armed and guarded, which it is. Observer's audio system switch is in normal. Service interval switch is off. Fuel transfer main 1+4 is off. Engine fire switches are in. The lights are off. I guess that's the fire lights are off. Start switches are all in. They are. Standby ignition selector is normal. Continuous ignition switch is off. Also ignition selector. So the single of both. So I think leaving on single should be okay. Fuel jettison selector is off. Fuel jettison nozzle valves are off, and the lights are off there. Let's see. Oops. All crossfeed valve switches should be on. So fuel crossfeed, are both on. All fuel pump switches are off. Main pump pressure lights should be on. However, main 2 and 3 after pump pressure lights off when the APU is running. Override. Two and 3 pumps, the center pumps, pressure lights off. Okay. We need to turn those off. Okay. I think that's all okay as it should be. That's one of the most challenging things I found about the 747 is the whole fuel management bit. Right, let's see. Sorry, I will come back to the chat in a second once I've done all of this pre-flighting. Right, nacelle anti-ice is off, wing anti-ice is off, window heat switches are on, wiper selectors are off, landing lights off, runway turn-offs are off, taxi light is off. Let's see, passenger oxygen is in the normal guarded position, yaw damper switches are on, therapeutic oxygen switch guarded, I guess that must be up here. Let's see, landing altitude switch is on auto. I suspect it is. Outflow valve manual is off. Oh, auto select manual, yeah, okay. Let's see. Cabin altitude auto selector, yep, is on norm. Let's see, passenger temperature is on auto. I've got some reason in position here. Right, flight deck is on auto. Trim air switch on. Zone sys fault light is off, good. Upper and lower recirc is on. After cargo heats is off. Equipment cooling is on normal. High flow switch is off. Gasper is on. Humidifier switch is not there. What the hell? That just popped up, didn't it? That activate Windows thing. Okay, that's dodgy. Anyway, right, packs. Sys fault light is off. Right, pack controller selectors will come to normal. Left and right oscillation valves are on. Engine bleed air fault lights are all off. APU bleed air switches on. Engine bleed air switches are all on. Let's see, beacon lights is off. Nav lights as needed, they can come on. Strobe light is off. Wing light and logo light as needed. Right, okay. Okay, sorry, let me just catch up here. Let's have a look, let's have a look. Stephen, computer's been broken, so been without F6 for a couple of months. Oh, that's a bummer. Hope we can get it fixed sooner rather than later. Duke, my chances were low. Chances might be low to get in. I wouldn't think so. If they're a good flying school, they could use the help. Let's see. SLS, welcome, how's it going? Let's see, give me a warning. The thing is, when you pull back the thrust, there's no flyby wire, the nose should drop, and it doesn't. Well, it makes for great greaser landing, also creates long landing distances for me. Yeah, I've noticed that with the 737. You do have to kind of push it down a little bit. Let's see, Charlie. Hey, do you remember me? Of course I do, Charlie. How's it going? Let's see, give me. Can't get anything right. PMTG has to work with F6 physics, I guess. Yeah, that could potentially be a sticking point for them. Let's see. Give me bits on whether to get the Majestic -8 on PMG 747 for Christmas. I don't know, if you've got a jet with the 737 already, maybe go for something a little different with the -8. Let's have a look here. Stephen, yeah, it just appeared. It did, didn't it? That is a legit copy of Windows. I don't know why that's popping up. Matt Davies. Is that the Matt Davies? Oh, welcome, sir. Majestic's -8 is literally majestic. My favourite plane beside this 777. Why not take both? That's true, if you can afford it. Oh, actually, buy one plane and ask for the other plane for Christmas. Ask Santa. Let's see, par 5. Bill needs another Ferrari pay-up. Bill Gates. Nah, he's too busy sitting with jars of poop during presentations, isn't he? Joe Biden, welcome. How's it going? Now, I don't think this is the Joe Biden. Let's see, Jason Norton. Hey, Captain, how am I doing? I'm doing good, Jason. How are you? Matt Davies. Nope. Sorry, mate. Ah, shame. Never mind. Right, let's have a look. I need to hurry up and pre-flight this and get off the ground. Right. Flight director switches. Whoops. So on the EFIS. So flight director switches on. So do left, then right. Also throttle arm switch is armed, which it is. Bank limit selector is on auto. Source selectors. I think that's over here, isn't it? Left auto, left. Yep. CRT selectors on normal. Clock is set. Yeah, that's local time, is it? Must be. No, it can't be. Because I set the sim time to. I don't know. Never mind. We might end up with a night flight. Just saying. Let's see. RMI. We don't have one. Standby instruments checked. They're all good there. Let's see. Speed brake lever is down. Reverse thrust levers are down. Forward thrust levers are all down. Flaps lever is at 0. Parking brake can be set. Fuel control switches all cut off. Fuel control fire warnings. So lights. These lights up when there's a fire warning. Stabilise trim cutouts on neutral. Radios are set. Also brake needs to be set to RTO as well. So doing the usual. There we go. Right, what we need to do is we do need to listen to good old crazy Active Sky Lady, see what she's telling us. Is it 122.0? I thought it was. It is 122.0, isn't it? For the I thought you could just tune into 122.0 to get the weather off Active Sky. I don't know. Oops. Okay, never mind. I could do one of my metars, couldn't I? Let's see. KPHL. So winds 3606 knots. So it's going to be a direct crosswind. Although I don't even know if the sim is actually using Active Sky weather. Okay, never mind. Not that I use radios and stuff anyway. Right, so that was 3026 on the pressure as well. Okay. Oh yeah, 747 also has this weird control thing. So it's not like on the 737 where you can click and just rotate the knobs. It's kind of like a twist and hold. Yeah, it's a bit strange, that one. Anywho. Let's see. Joe Biden, what do I know? Oh, I know what I know and not what you know. But you don't know what I know. Yeah. Let's see, Bojan, should be 122.0, that's what I thought.
Kilo Papa Hotel Lima Airport Information Echo 2154 Zulu weather wind 012 at 6 visibility 10 sky condition Kilo Papa Hotel Lima Airport Information Foxtrot 2154 Zulu weather wind 007 at 6 visibility 10 Kilo Papa Hotel Lima Airport Information Foxtrot 2154 Zulu weather wind 012.
Sweetheart, you're only giving me like 20% of the METAR. Help me out here, or the ATIS. Never mind, jeez. Right. Morton, turn on the mic button. Good shout, thank you very much. That did help me out. Yes, excellent. Right, well, we'll be alright. It'll be fine. Right, so before start procedure, so flight deck door closed and locked. I don't know if you can open them in F6, but not that this works anyway. But we'll delay access there. The sun's on. See what sun's put on now. Have I missed a whole bunch of steps? I've got a horrible feeling I have. Right, CDU display, takeoff ref, which we've got there. So MCP, so indicated airspeed, set RV2 speed, which is 162. LNAV and RNAV, set those. Initial heading, we're taking off from runway 27, aren't we? So we'll just set 270 there for now. Initial altitude, still 10,000. Taxi and takeoff briefing. We're going to take off and fly to San Francisco. Done. Exterior doors verified closed, so I'll need to jump into the menu here. Close all. And then we'll arm all the doors. We'll need pushback soon. Okay. Let's see, Stephen. I wish I could co-pilot with you. Aww. I'm sure it is possible, but I have no idea how to do it in the PNBG. Right, we also need to remove all of our ground connections, don't we? Remove the chocks. Cool. Right, okay. Right, let's push back, shall we?
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. We've been cleared for push and start, tail to the right.
Tails to our right.
Copy that, ready for push, tail right. Release brake, please.
Right,
Brakes released.
Tail to our right. I hope the ground guys going to get that right. Okay. So overhead we go hydraulic pump 4 to
Brakes
auxiliary.
released, here we go.
Wait for the light to go out, and then pumps 1, 2, and 3 count to auto. All the main fuel pumps come on. If there's more than 7,700 kilograms in the center fuel tank, I suspect it probably will be. Fuel, no, we've got nothing in the center tanks there, so all the main switches come on. Beacon light switch comes to both. So it goes down. Recall switch. Okay. Cancel any messages. Trim will set for takeoff. So the trim is 5.6. Why is my trim down button not working? That's interesting. Hold up. Control surfaces, elevator trim down. Oops, that was trim down. Let's trim up. There we go, now it's working. So that's about 5.6 there. Speed brake armed, don't need speed brake armed, I don't think. Okay. And transponder as needed. So now that we're pushed back, oops, all repeating off. Let's see. I think pushback's going to be alright. Maybe a bit close back there, but I think we're okay. Right.
Pushback complete. Parking brake, please.
Parking brake comes on.
Brake set.
Alright, steering pin is disconnected. Watch for the slip and release from guidance on your left. Have a good flight.
Okay, so turn the packs off there. So we're going to do the 2 right-hand engines first and then the 2 left. So pull the starters for those 2. Guess it'd help if we had the engines there. So then I think what we need to do is turn those on. And then the engines over there will start running. Let's see, Stephen, should be possible, but I am computerless right now. That is true, yeah. Trebor, thought you were dead? No. No, I'm not. I did have my lovely announcement video, which I got a lot of support on, so thank you to everyone who commented on that announcement video, just letting everyone know what was going on. I got a lot of very kind comments on there, so thank you very much, I do appreciate that. Salim, outside view. I will do an outside view in a moment. Just waiting for the stars to cut out there. Which they have, so these engines are just going to stabilise. And then we'll do engine 1 and engine 2. So 1, 2. And then we'll hit the fuel controls for 1 and 2. And the other 2 will start up. Just monitor this startup here. Let's see, Stephen, and your dodgy Americanized spelling of whiskey. Yeah, please, none of that. Don't behave any of that. I don't want none of that horrible wrong spelling of whiskey. You got it correct there, so I'm proud of you. So still waiting on these engines to just accelerate up to speed. I believe it's once these get to about 50 something and the stars cut out. Yeah, 50. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Steven, still embarrassed by that, and so you should be. Nah, that's alright. Easy mistake to make. Right. Let's see, right. Before taxi procedure, so APU selector comes off. Hydraulic demand pumps all auto. The sail anti-ice as needed, not needed. Aftercargo heat as needed, not needed. Part packs come back to normal. Flap set for takeoff. So that's going to be a flaps 10, so 1, 2, 3. Display set to status there. Alright, flight controls, we're going to check them. So we're going to do animals to the left, good. Animals to the right, good. Elevator up, elevator down, the left. Right, all good. And then we're going to blank out the lower display like so. Recall. Checking the errors there. Clear them. Yeah, I think that's all okay. Passenger size was set to also. Okay. So that's all the before taxi stuff, so we'll just imagine that we've got our taxi clearance. Where's our taxi light? There it is. Right, now I need to have a look outside to figure out where I'm going. Just run me 27 right, so go out, turn left, turn right, follow it all the way in. Easy. Okay, parking brake comes off. Fuel pump 2 and 3 aft. Ah, needs to come on. Where the radar comes on as well. Okay. Let's see, ads. Speaking of whiskey, will there be some for the Christmas special? Maybe. Maybe. I can neither confirm nor deny the presence of whiskey for the Christmas special. I mean, considering that we're going to be flying into Innsbruck, it's not a good idea to be semi-drunk whilst flying into Innsbruck. So I'm definitely going to have some on the live stream. So keep the ground speed under 10 knots here. This is a hulking beast of a machine. Now we are moving around, so we need to treat her gently. Let's see, ads. If so, I'll have one with you. Yes, I will definitely be drinking. And I might be flying an aircraft that you've not seen me fly before. I have plans to fly an aircraft that you haven't seen me fly before for the Christmas special. Alright, let's see. I'm hoping that the let's see. I'm hoping that the thing's going to go into its automatic time acceleration once we get flying. FlyX, welcome. How's it going? Good to see you again. Adds the Bonanza, maybe. Trip, or at least do one video per month. No promises. I'm working 6 days a week currently, and on day 7 doing YouTube is not high on my priorities. And if you're going to make demands, you should at least say please at the end. Be a gentleman. No, it's not going to be the Bonanza. That'll be fine. I have an aircraft in mind. Let's see, FlyX. Good, thanks. Where are we off to tonight then? We are currently in Philadelphia. We're just taxiing for takeoff, and we're going to be heading over to San Francisco. And this, of course, is the PMDG 747 Dash 400. I haven't got the Dash 800. I'm not sure if I'll pick it up, given how little gaming in general I'm doing nowadays. Stephen, A380? Maybe. All I will say is it is a quad engine. It is a quad engine aircraft. Let's see. Right, I'm going to get ahead of the checklist here. Turn the transponder onto TARA. Dennis, can I do an A320G? Not sure what G is. Shalem, is it the V3? Yes, it is. If you mean the 747, yes, it's the V3 747 here. Second guess is the Q800. Nope. Not the Q800. Trying to think of like what different quad aircraft there are. Let's see, FlyX, not bothered getting the Dash 8 yet, not enough interest in it. Yeah, I don't know. I think the big thing about it is the whole electronic or built-in EFB, isn't it? Alright, let's go. Where are we? Strobe lights on while we line up. We'll just imagine that we've been cleared onto the runway. Costas, how's the work going, Doof? It's going really well. I'm having a good time. And I'm definitely having a good time with work. I was saying earlier, I've got the opportunity to fly a Cessna 150 today. Sorry, not fly in a Cessna 150 today. Yeah, one of the instructors from the flying school up here basically called me today and saying, yeah, I need to take this Cessna 150 on the test flight to test its transponder. Do you fancy kind of tagging along sort of thing? Got a spare seat? I was just like, yes. So we did a very quick flight in the 150. Let's have a look here. Right. So let's see. So inboard landing lights come on for takeoff. Right, are we ready to rock and roll? Because I'm ready. Are you guys ready? Let's see. FlyX, Lockheed Constellation, maybe. Shalem, I've always been waiting for you to fly the PMDG 777, but 747 will do for now. Never say never. I will probably pick up the 777 at some point. Espen, is it paragliding with 4 rockets strapped to your body? Maybe. Dennis, sorry, I was asking if you do a flight with an Airbus A320 someday. I will do, yes. It's one of my more featured aircraft. Stephen, I'll be back shortly. Just give me 30 seconds, Stephen, because you're going to want to watch this takeoff here. Right, hang on. I can't remember where the... that was the hidden quick spot here, wasn't it? Right, let's go. Thus, there's loads of action here. So looking down the far end of the runway, this V1. I don't think it calls out the rotate in this aircraft. Just doing a nice slow rotate. So we've got positive rate of climb. We'll land the gear up. NVIDIA G-Force is annoying me. So, start banking over now. So I don't want to be making any changes to the flap setting as we're climbing out here. Just bring it back onto the flight director there. So I'm still flying this manually just now. What I'll do is I'll get us turned around until we're back on our sort of departure path, and then I'll then I shall enable the autopilot. Trevor, you should post those videos of real flights. I do plan on doing so in the future when I get the opportunity. Today, for example, I didn't have any means of recording. Right, so let's go pilot now. Okay, so we'll go flaps up to 5. Landing gear can come to the off position. I'll bring the flaps up all the way now. So look. And we'll just roll the altitude all the way up to flight number 360. Okay, and we are on the way. Let's have a look here. Shalom, hey, I is the altimeter, right? When you say I is the altimeter, what do you mean exactly? Listen, Costas, nice to hear that. Wish you the best. Thank you very much. That was good fun. Nice little jaunt. Basically, the transponder in the Cessna wasn't working properly, so we just went on a test flight just to test it to see if the relevant repairs have been successful or not. So basically, when air traffic control watching the Cessna, it was reading, like, rather than having the aircraft registration, it just had XXXX or question mark, basically. So let's have a look here. Let's see, Shalem, your altitude looks to be a bit high. If that was while it was on the ground, that would be, it might just be the airport elevation that was being read by the altitude there. So if the airport is 300 feet above mean sea level, then the aircraft's altitude will read 300 feet as well while you're on the ground. Let's see, Jer, welcome, how's it going? How you doing for welcome back? Thank you very much. How are you? Oops, 10,000 feet already. Yikes. More steps to be done. Johnny, do for my man, it's been a while. It has been a while, Johnny. How are you doing? It's good to see you again. So for those of you who are just joining, we are flying in the Boeing, or the PMDG 747-400. We've just taken off from Philadelphia. We're now on our climb out, heading out towards San Francisco. Right, so climb procedure, so landing lights come off, passenger signs are on auto, barrel pressure will be standard at 18,000 feet, and we're just going to keep an eye on fuel, really. The only thing that's currently outstanding is the no smoking sign is on, that's good. Right, let me have a look at the menu here because I want to make sure that the auto cruise settings are up to 4. That's correct. Good. So once we reach the top of climb, I will tell I'll tell the aircraft to go into its auto cruise. So you can enable the auto cruise by right clicking this button here, and you'll notice that the tie will turn green. So that's when you know that the auto cruise is enabled. Osman, welcome. How's it going? Let's see, Marson, standard. No, in America, standards or the transition altitude is 18,000 feet. So once we reach that, we'll also get a little warning down here on the display. Once we pass 18,000 feet, it will say standard down there. So that's when we know, or that will also tell us, if we don't preemptively do it, that will tell us to change it there. Ads, if you don't mind me asking, what watch are you wearing? This is a Pulsar thing. It's just one of the ones that you get out of Argos in the UK. It's a Pulsar or something or another. I've still got the sticky thing on the back. Look at that. I can't remember, but that's it there. So it's kind of like silver with blue face. So it's just one of the cheapy Pulsar ones that you can get out of Argos. Quite nice, quite nice. Okay, so I do believe that I don't really have to do much more now other than make sure the aircraft is nice and safe until we reach San Francisco. Okay, so there you go. So now we've got that little orange box around the pressure there. So go over here, just hit standard, and that's a standard. So now we're working off standard pressure there. Marcin, see, you didn't catch where we were flying from or to. We're flying from Philadelphia and we're flying over to San Francisco. Skiri, I think that's how you pronounce your name. Hello Dufu, glad to have you back. Will I fly on X-Plane Live? And yes, probably my next live stream will be on X-Plane. Yeah, I do intend on doing some more X-Plane flying soon. I need to update my version of the Zibo, so I might fly the Zibo or I might fly something else. But I've been looking at some of the. I need to look at getting all of the sort of the mods and add-ons for X-Plane just to kind of improve its general feel. And also, I saw the Orbex True Earth got released for it. I was just like, oh, tempting, very tempting. Very tempting to put Orbex scenery into X-Plane. Michael, welcome. Thank you for doing this. Is this the 777? No, this is the 747-400. So, yeah, not a 777. Although I do still intend on picking up a 777 at some point. It's not really high on my to-do list at the moment. Let's see. Black Sniper, where do you work? I work at my local airport. Not actually in the main terminal, but there's an FBO, they call Fixed Base Operator, based at my local airport, and I work for them doing operations. So basically I do everything. No, I don't do everything, but my work touches many different parts of the business, and I need to be aware of what's going on in many parts of the business at all times. So it's quite mentally exhausting, because you have to kind of have a company-wide awareness of what's going on. So it's good fun though. It keeps you. It's a really exciting. Well, it's a really engaging job, I would say. Very engaging job, so it's good fun. The days just go flying by. Get it? Work at airport, flying by. Yeah, no, the days just fly by because you're constantly alert and working. So it's a really engaging job, I'll say. Let's see, Marcin, Pulses are nice. They are nice, yeah. I think this one actually. Because I know that they do some really cheapy ones, but this one was a bit more expensive than it wasn't like their kind of entry level watches, I guess. So it's a little more expensive. I think it's about like £60 or something, £60-70. Yeah, I never understood how some of these like big designer brands can charge thousands of pounds for a watch. So really, I don't know. Let's see. Pete Richards, good evening sir, I do appreciate your videos, best of luck with your new job, and do fly whenever possible. I'm having a blast flying the System 172N, nice. Yeah, I did get a chance to fly along in a System 172S, I think it is. Yeah, such a smooth aircraft, ridiculous. Because it was quite a bumpy day when I went up with a couple of people, but now the Cessna just kind of like powered through it. It's ridiculous. Let's see, Dap. Sorry, Dap, I missed your comment earlier. Like your videos, thank you, learned a lot. You should do a flight from PAFA to PANC, Fairbanks to Anchorage. I should do. I get a lot of flight suggestions. So I do. I mean, I will. I try to fly in a different area of the world. You know, on like every consecutive live stream. It's really difficult because if I say that I'm going to take suggestions for flights, then I'm going to get like probably hundreds of suggestions, and it's just not going to be feasible for me to kind of do all of them on a live stream, especially now that I'm really kind of cutting back on how much flight simming I do. But I will certainly keep that in mind. There was a time when I was like just kind of privately noting them down, so maybe I'll just privately note that one down as well. Let's see. Right, Shalem, what's the flight time going to be? Real time. Well, real time was going to be 6 hours. However, once we reach the top of climb, I'm gonna do some time acceleration. So it's gonna be 4 times. So probably. I don't know. I think it would be about 1.5 hours real time. I'm going to say between 1.5 and 2 hours should be real time flight time. Kragers 37, welcome, how's it going? Let's see. If this is too loud, let me know. There she is. Let's see, Pete Richards, with the knowledge you have in flight sim, I know you'll master the real thing in no time. Hopefully, that's the idea. That was the whole motivation for learning flight sim, was to eventually move into doing it for real. But there is a lot. There is a lot of considerations in real life that you wouldn't get, or some things that you might miss in flight sim. For example, when I spoke to one of the instructors at the airport, he says that the first thing he trains people on is doing mass and balance for an aircraft. And I have never covered that in any of my flight sim videos. It's never been a thought for me. So, and he says that's a very fundamental first thing that you should be doing as a flight student, is learning how to calculate the mass and balance of your aircraft. It's just like, yeah, I've never done that when I've been flight simming. So, and just to be clear, I haven't properly started any flight training yet. I just my work brings me into contact with the flight instructors at the flying school, so I just kind of have befriended them. We sometimes go out for lunch together and stuff, so I just kind of pick bits of knowledge out of them and ask them questions when I can. So yeah, that's all going good. Let's have a look. So I'm just looking at my YouTube dashboard there. Alright, so we're almost at the top of the climb. These are just match up. Heading indicator there. Roll that forward. Fuel's all good. So good there. Let's see what's the climate control. I think we're all okay there. Temperature's certainly okay. Where do we see the pressure differential? Oh, there it is. It's the delta pressure, 8.8. Good. Cabin altitude, there it is. Okay, good. Yeah, we're all good. So we should just need the start region, shouldn't we? There we go, yeah, that was a cabin altitude, 5,350, delta pressure, 8.8, good. That's all the limits. Right. Time acceleration has started, so that was automatically going to bring us up to 4 times speed. So we're just going to chill out, relax, and enjoy the flight. Let's see, Trevor, do the people at your job use flight simulator games? Some of them do. Some of the people do. They dabble in it. Let's see. Michael, time acceleration is a neat thing. I wish the Airbus had it. The 318 to the 321. Yeah, no, it definitely is. I mean, it just makes use of an inbuilt feature of FSX. So if we go to options here, you've got the simulation rate here. So it just basically automatically manages the simulation rate up here. So it's not a feature of the aircraft itself. It's actually just controlling a standard feature of FSX. So you can just do it manually if you need to. Pardon me. Yeah, when you're doing time acceleration in flight sim though, I would always recommend never going above 4 times speed, because if you go above 4 times speed, when you dial it back down to real time or real speed or normal speed, it has to like pause the sim, reload the environment, and then it sets you off again. Let's see. Mojo, welcome. How's it going? Good to see you again. Let's see, Pete Richards. That is true. The weight and balance is extremely important. I would encourage you to start flight training when it's feasible for you. Currently preparing for your private pilot check ride. Oh, fantastic. Is that for a PPL or a LAPO that you're going for? But yeah, definitely want to start flight training. But the thing is, the instructors were saying, what with this whole Brexit thing happening next year, they're saying like either do it right now or wait until after Brexit and see what happens. Because who knows what's going to happen with the licensing after Brexit. So the thing is, I can't afford to do it all right now, so I don't want to do like training now and then it all be for nothing if the whole licensing, you know, if we get kicked out of the EASA and stuff. So I don't know. I might treat myself to a few lessons over Christmas. Let's see. Sim UK, welcome. How's it going? How is life in the clouds? Hope the job's going well. Yeah, it's doing good. We've not long taken off from Philadelphia. We're heading now over towards San Francisco on the stream here. So it's all going good, and job's going very well. Thank you for asking. Jagjet, welcome. How's it going? People just PPL, nice. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll go for a PPL as well once I do once I have enough money to do it. The thing is, I need to go and get a medical first. I need to like make sure that my whole colour vision thing isn't going to be a problem. So yeah, I really should go and get medical first, and then once I've got the actual medical, then I'll launch into doing some flight training. Let's see, Jagjet, flown in the UK and the world with your advanced ratings. Oh, nice. What ratings do you have? Not like Pete, who's about to get his little SEP. Jag Jet, do your ratings first as well. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Was yeah, grabbing all the theory books, and doing all the exams. Well, like I said, like, the first thing, the biggest thing I'm not sure about is going to be medical first of all, because I've got colour deficiency, so I can't see as many colours as people with normal colour vision can. So what I need to do is yeah, do my medical first, just to make sure that I can get a licence, and then once I've got that, then I'll go on and fully commit to training in that. Sim UK, is anyone else finding the game a little bit too loud? Is it? Oh, hang on. Let me knock it back a few decibels. How's that? Is that any better? Just knocked the game sound down a few more decibels. The thing is, the takeoff sound of this aircraft is amazing, so I didn't want to deprive anyone of that. Having the quad engines all ramping up together. Actually, what I do need to check. Do we have a climb? Yes. At Jot. Climb up to 380 at Jot. So where's that going to be? Oh, it's not for a long time. Jeez. Okay. Never mind. It's all good. So, let's see, progress. So we're going to be at San Francisco at 22:33. So at 4 times speed, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So it's going to be about an hour then, real time. Just over an hour real time. Maybe an hour and a half once we take into account a approach procedure. Trevor, there's a rainstorm around Chicago. Yes. Let's see, Jag Jet. In my 35-year career as a pro aviator, I've never been cleared to land by lights. Ah, okay. Let's see, Pete Richards. The medical is no different from a regular doctor visit depending on your age, so I don't think you have anything to worry about, Joss. Really? Did they not put you through the Ishihara coloured dots test, where they have a book with the coloured dots with the numbers in them? Do they do that test with you? Because if they do, that's what I'm gonna struggle with. And I don't have regular doctor visits, so I don't know what's involved in a regular doctor visit. All I know about doctor visits, or what I think a regular doctor visit involves, is just having the doctor holding you by the nads saying cough. That's probably what puts me off going to it. Let's see, Pete, as per written test, there are apps available to help you. The instructors I've spoken to are not fans of the apps. Well, I don't know. I think they said that some of them are good, some of them are bad. So, no, I think up here they've got the Pooley's Air Pilot manuals. I think it's 7 books, and then they've got all of the Q&A prep, like test prep books as well. So yeah. Might just use those to bolster my existing knowledge of aviation. Bolster and correct, no doubt, my my existing knowledge of aviation. Let's see, Shalem, what is the tilt of the weather radar? Could you explain how much tilt to use at different phases of flight? At the moment, I think it's saying it's -2 degrees, and the A there means that it's automatic. So the weather radar is just set to automatic currently. Where is the weather radar control on this? Ah, here it is. Yeah, so I believe it's just going to be in this auto setting. Let's get a better angle. Come on. Yeah. So if I wanted to, I could manually adjust the tilt there, but I think, yeah, I usually just leave it in automatic. But I believe that when you're taking off, you want the radar pointed upwards because that's the general direction that you're going in. And when you're cruising along, I've noticed that when it's in auto mode, when you're cruising along, it's pointing down slightly. I guess that's kind of a preemptive measure in case you need to make a descent at any point as you're flying along. It's already scanning the weather below you. And then obviously when you're descending, it'll be scanning the weather below you as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly the best kind of use for the weather radar. As I said, I usually just leave it in auto. But I have just noticed that when you're climbing, it's pointing up. When you're descending, it's pointing down, generally. Let's see, Pete Richards, yes, they did the dot test with you. Okay, that's because when I was back in like primary school, I did that test with like a school nurse and I failed it. So, and I've done the test since and I failed it. So that's what I'm worried about, is failing that dot test. I do know that they are. I do know that there are additional kind of colour vision testing that you can go on and do, but that's just going to be like one sticking point for me, I think. Jagja, a bit off in the AME, much more specifically making the GPs. I would have thought so, yeah. Let's see, ads. You have 1, 2, and 7 of the books there. Brilliant. Yeah, I've managed to steal one for a short period of time, and they do look very good actually. The Pooley's Air Pilot Manual books. Jet radar tail changes as we climb, descent profile to catch the back. Yeah. Let's see, Jaja, and you can get a waiver for your vision. Oh, can you really? Because I'm not like fully colorblind, and I think that the severity of my existing color blindness is very mild. So, like, because when I've done like online testing, yes, I know it doesn't really count because it's dependent on certain lighting conditions in the room and a certain like color temperature of the monitor and that. But when I've done yeah, like other color tests on the computer, I've been almost perfect on them. Like there's one where they give you like blocks of color, and it's like a range of color hues, and they kind of fade from like a brown up to a purple, and then you have to like kind of put these colors in kind of their like fading order. And I remember doing that, and I only got like 1 or 2, well, it must have been 2 wrong. And the 2 that I got wrong were practically just like one space, you know, out from each other anyway. So, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that like I would fail the dot test, but I'm not sure if they then send you one for a secondary test. Because I'm sure I read somewhere on the CAA website that you can go on and do further examination for colour vision, and if it's like your regular vision, if it's within a certain kind of tolerance, then they just consider you, okay, it's fine, you failed the initial test, but we've tested him further, his colour vision's within the sort of the error margin of error, so we're just going to sign him off as being his colour vision's fine. Fingers crossed that's what happens anyway. Emil, welcome, how's it going? How are you? Let's see, ads. Which one did I read? It was book number 1. I've only like just read like the first 10 pages of it. Like I just kind of like nicked it off the shelf, sat down and read through it quickly, but yeah, I've had a quick look through book number 1, so it just talks about all like the basic flight controls or the flight surfaces and the different parts of a plane, like the obviously the what a wing is, what a strut is, what an aileron is, what an empennage is, and things like that. So yeah, it's just just a quick look at the book. I haven't like actually had the book and like sat down and properly studied it and like had a notebook writing notes and stuff. Let's see, Pete. Hope the matter does not prevent you from flying. I think you'd be a brilliant pilot. Oh, thank you very much. I'm sure it won't. It's just going to be like a minor hurdle on the journey, I suspect. Stephen Armsworth has returned. Welcome back, Stephen. How are you? Shalim, say no to robots in the flight deck. Too late. They've been in the flight deck for years. Autopilot. Jaggy, do I plan on airlines or other possibilities? I'm not sure. I want a CPL. I'd love to get like a CPL and just be like a, I don't know, like a GA test pilot or you know, like ferry pilot or something, like an air taxi kind of guy, or maybe even an instructor. I'd love to do real world instructing. Let's see. Horizon, welcome. How's it going, Horizon? Let's see, Bulgin. I wish I could link you a bloody cat insisting on constant patting. It just loves you, Bulgin. The cat just loves you. Horizon, how's it going? I'm doing good, Horizon. How are you? I'm kind of tired. I'm feeling a bit tired now, actually. Come to think about it. But I'm doing good. Tease, please. Where are you flying to? I'm flying from Philadelphia and I'm flying to San Francisco. I think given that we are using time acceleration as well, I think we'll be there in about 45 minutes, roughly. Let's see, Jagja. Usually in the US, use a circle with dots of varying colour and colour dots that are in a wavy line. Okay, yeah, I know that one. Yeah, in the UK they've got the same thing, but within the circle of dots you've got numbers written, and yeah, sometimes I struggle to see the numbers, or I see incorrect numbers. So yeah. Let's see, ads. Yeah, you love yours. You've only read half of them. It's reading for uni takes up most of my time. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, uni's kind of important. Let's see, Stephen, become an instructor. Get you to teach me. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no, as I said, I'd love to be a real instructor. I think that'd be pretty cool. But I'd love to do like CPL flying. Like I know there's a company based out of Inverness Airport, which do like aerial surveys, and so they've got a Cessna 172, which has actually got a hole cut in the floor, and then they've got these like really expensive cameras on mounts, which they have pointing out the floor of this aircraft, and they basically do aerial survey work. And I was speaking to the pilot who does it, because he's also one of the instructors in the flying school there. And he was saying that that he what was I saying? It's actually really tricky to do, because when you're doing aerial survey work, yeah, you have to follow like a very, very accurate flight path, and you have to fly it accurately, because the pictures need to be taken from a specific point above the ground and taken at a specific angle relative to the subject or whatever's being photographed, and things like that. So yeah, he says it's actually quite tricky. It's not just a case of circling over like a building site, snapping photos. Like you have to like approach it at a certain angle. You have to keep an exact speed. You have to you know, you have to fly over at the exact right time, you know, right time of day, so that you don't have shadows being cast across, you know, a building site, or, you know, a field that's being you know, photographed, or a coastline or something. You don't want like these long shadows ruining the picture and hiding different features and stuff. So that's quite interesting, actually. Sounds very interesting. Let's see, Taze plays, what is this? Is it a simulator? Yes it is, yeah, this is Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let's see. Sim UK, Joss, you, in my honest opinion, will make an excellent instructor. That's very kind of you to say. I'd love to do it. The instructors in Vanessa are actually really cool. Yeah, really nice people over there. So no, I wouldn't mind being part of the team there. But the thing is, to get your to become an instructor, yeah, but I've been doing a bit of research into it, and to get your CPL is quite tricky. Getting the CPL itself probably isn't tricky, but for those of us who are not gifted financially, shall we say, yeah, you do your PPL license, which isn't, well, which is like your entry level flying license basically. So you do a minimum of 45 hours to get your PPL, but then you can do your CPL, which I'm not sure how many hours it is. But the problem is there needs to be a gap of flying between getting your PPL and getting your CPL, which then your CPL being your commercial pilot's license, which you can then use to go on and become an instructor, or, you know, do charter flying for people and stuff, and get paid for flying. And between your PPL and your CPL, generally you have to do at least 150 hours worth of flying. 150 hours of very expensive flying in between to get to your CPL. So getting your PPL is easy enough. It's just crossing that chasm of 150 hours of flight time to get, you know, like the, because a lot of flying schools that offer CPL training, you have to, yeah, you usually have to meet a minimum requirement, which is usually 150 hours. For some places it's 200 hours. So that's what you kind of need money for. Let's see, Bojan, isn't it flight level 380 now? I believe it is. What's SC? Step climb. Oh, no, SC will be step climb. Now, I can't remember how we do this. Because I'm sure there's a way of programming a step climb in, isn't there? Oh, yeah. Now, I do know in the real world that you don't just automatically climb when it's convenient. But because I'm flying in the sim and I'm not flying online or anything like that, I've probably done that all wrong, but yeah, we're climbing up to 380 now. So optimal flight level will be 374. So that'll be alright. As we burn off a bit more fuel, we'll be at our optimum altitude anyway. Let's have a look here. What have we got? Let's see, Pete Richards, don't worry about the reading. I'm over 40, work full-time in school, full-time, I fly on the weekend. Determination is vital. Fantastic. Well played. Yeah, I know it's a lot of work, but it's such a cool thing to do. Flying. I've always said it, like, if you get an opportunity to fly a real plane, go and do it. You know, there's a lot of flight schools that offer trial flying lessons. Go and do them, basically. Because it's really cool. Horizon Robot Voice? I don't think so. I think you have me on Horizon. Jagjet, have I tried X-Plane? Yes, I've got X-Plane. Right here. X-Plane 11. I don't fly it as much as I do with well, I've got all of the three main sims, I guess you would say. So I've got FSX, I've got Prepared, and I've got X-Plane 11. Yeah, out of all of them, FSX is the one I've got most time in. I'm working on yeah, like, in the future now, I think Prepared is going to become my primary simulator. But I do have X-Plane 11, and now that Orbix has started releasing True Earth in the UK, it's very tempting to get involved in X-Plane a lot more. Let's see. Brains, welcome. Haven't seen you for a long time. How are you doing? I'm doing good. How are you, Brains? To be fair, this is the first live stream that I've done in a long time, so you haven't been missing much. Let's go time acceleration again. Yeah, you haven't been missing much. Let's see, Jared, subscribed, but I haven't got any notifications recently. Have you? It's been a while. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been active lately. That's why I haven't been active almost at all this year. After putting out the 737 tutorial series, I've really not been doing anything this year, so that'll be why you probably haven't seen any notifications. Yeah, I'm kind of semi-retired from YouTube now, because I'm kind of concentrating on real life and learning some new things outside of flight simming. So yeah, I'm semi-retired from YouTube. Let's see. Judge it cool. I find it very similar to the flight safety program I do for recurrency for the FAA. Find what similar to the flight safety? So did I miss a comment there or something? Jagjet, am I in VNAV? Yes, I am. Yeah. Let's see. You can set next waypoint speed, flight level change. Okay. I mean, I'm going to say this now, like, I'm not familiar with flying this aircraft. I've got, like, some very poorly written notes on my tablet here. Just following normal procedures. So if anything outside of a normal procedure crops up during the flight, I'm stuffed, because I don't know how to deal with it, basically. Let's see. Horizon, what's with the activate Windows watermark, eh? I don't know, that literally popped up about 10 minutes into the stream. I have no idea where that came from. That activate. I've got a legit copy of Windows. So, as I said, I have no idea where that watermark came from. It literally popped up about 10-15 minutes into the stream. For no reason whatsoever. SimUK, forgot DCS World, VR is amazing. Yeah, I've got DCS as well, but I've barely put any time into it. I've barely got any time to it, and VR is amazing. Yeah, I wish I could afford VR. I wish I could justify getting a VR headset. Let's see, Brains, you're good. You watch every stream. Oh, thank you very much, Brains. Yeah, I mean, this is the first stream I've done in a long time. It feels like. Because I was doing a few streams before I got my job, and then yeah, got my job, and then like everything on the YouTube side of things just ground to a halt after that. And then yeah, it was just yeah, just as I in my latest video, you know, before this one, times have changed. So yeah, so I haven't been doing much simming at all, or many live streams. But I kind of, it's been enough time now where I kind of started getting the itch to do it again. So I've got this live stream, but the thing is, because I'm doing a lot of work, I kid you not, I'm not saying this for sympathy or anything, but I'm literally working 6 days a week on average at the moment. So my one day off that I do get, I'm sure you guys will understand that I don't really want to be, you know, playing video games and staying up until about 2 o'clock in the morning doing a live stream. And like, I haven't had a weekend off since I started, I think. Bar a holiday to Greece, I haven't had a weekend off work, because the weekends where I work, the weekends are kind of like the peak time, so it's not like I can, you know, get up early and do my Saturday morning live streams anymore. So yeah, just real life is busy. Let's see. Right, let me just catch up on comments here. Jagjet, almost all developers are coming on board. I have seen that, yeah. No, I have seen that X-Plane 11 is immensely popular now compared to X-Plane 10. Let's see, Horizon, real weather's on. Yes, it is. Yeah, I believe so. I had a bit of trouble getting the crazy active sky lady to speak to us, but no, it is all working there. Brains, for step climbs, go to VNav, set step climb altitude, and set your step size, replace IQ by how many feet you climb. Also go to BMG setup or FS actions to activate auto step. Right, gotcha. I mean, I don't want to activate auto step, because as I said, in real life, you wouldn't let the plane automatically change altitude. You would need to. I don't know if you need ATC clearance to do a step climb, or because certainly for transatlantic flights you're outside of ATC coverage, but I don't know if you're doing like an Atlantic crossing, for example, if you're allowed to do a scheduled step climb, but you can't just, you know, where ATC know that you're going to be climbing up to a new altitude at a particular geographical point across the Atlantic track. But let's see, I don't know if ATC allow transatlantic flights to do scheduled step climbs or not. Or maybe, oh no, because they've got the ACARS system, don't they? So they could send messages back and forth to ATC using an ACARS system. Okay, yeah, so they might do it that way then, rather than radio coverage. Sissy, Jagjets, X-Plane's like real CMC training for real world coverage. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, because I do know that X-Plane is sort of certified for real world training, isn't it? Hey, welcome, how's it going? Long time no see, it has been a while, how are you? Let's see, Jaja, again, work interferes with our fun. Yeah, it does, yeah. Well, now that I'm kind of working in and around real aircraft, it's a bit more interesting than doing it in the simulator as well. Let's see. Bojan, just to put you down a bit, we were on holiday here in Serbia, 5 days off. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait for the... Actually, I was going to say I can't wait for the Christmas period, but we just get Christmas Day off and then that's it. We get Christmas Day off, New Year's Day off, and that's it. I'm working every other day. Let's see, Brains, you ask ETC and Atlantic, you contact us, so that's it, yeah. Because I do know that, like, obviously they've got the transatlantic tracks the aircraft follow, and I do know that when you're entering one of those tracks, you have to enter at a specific speed and at a specific time, because then ATC can kind of plot or infer what your progress will be as you're crossing over, based on the time that you enter the track and the speed that you're flying. They can kind of, whilst they don't have direct radar coverage, they can kind of estimate your position along the track. So yeah. Let's see, Pete. Applaud you where your work ethics are concerned. Please use the same determination and situate yourself personally, financially, then go for a CPL, PPL. Yeah, definitely am. All of the overtime that I'm getting right now will be reinvested into PPL training. Don't worry. Brains. By the way, what's the destination? Destination is San Francisco. Let's see, Jagjet. You need clearance for all flight level changes, and yes, NatTracks don't allow changes without approval. Yeah, that's what I thought. Cellcal, inform speed, terminology, yeah. Explains approval, proper controls for good for current. Okay, that's good to know. Brains, that's it, Shannock control. Yes, yeah, Shannock. I did learn all of the different airspaces and the interfaces, because I learned all of that stuff when I went for my NATS, as part of my NATS application. Because you've got the Scottish FIR, which has several waypoints, and then you've got the Shanwick FIR. With several entry and exit points, and then it's the English one. Is it London FIR? Is it London FIR? But yeah, I know there's like all the different like FIR regions, kind of which border the UK. Judging speed, altitude, and routes. That way, no, that's it. Yeah, because they publish new tracks every 12 hours, is it? But they have tracks identified by letter, and they basically route all traffic through one of a handful of transatlantic tracks, which change based on weather and all sorts. I did learn all of that sort of stuff for, as I said, for my ATC application, but I've forgotten it all now. I went overkill on my ATC application. Like, I was learning all these crazy things about secondary surveillance radar, like the what frequencies SSR uses. I can't remember what it was now. Because I know that when SSR is sending a ping out to an aircraft, it uses one frequency, and then the return data ping is a different frequency. I can't remember what they were. I'm tempted to say 1000 megahertz, and the return was 1005 megahertz or something like that. I don't know. I'm just rambling now. I'm getting tired. I'm getting sleepy. Anywho. All this talk of transatlantic crossings, and I just thought for a moment there, hang on, am I flying across the Atlantic in the sim? No, we're just flying across mainland US. Very cloudy mainland US, must add. Oh well. I think it's time we do our obligatory wing view for the flight. we're still at 4 times speed. I do need to start thinking about our approach into San Francisco as well at some point. Actually, I might do that just now. Or not. No, I won't do that now. Actually, I've got a tablet here. I might as well just... I've got my phone. I'll just get METAR off that. See what the weather in San Francisco is doing currently. Just start giving me an idea of what the approach is going to look like. Pick-upping, burping. KSFO METAR. Let's see. Wind 060 at 9 knots, 2 statute. Oh my goodness, visibility is bad. Okay, that's going to be fun. Yes! Got 2 statute mile visibility, haze, few clouds at 800, scatter clouds at 3400, temperature 20, dew point 8, pressure 30.05. Oh, excellent. Aiden, yep, yay, Aiden is back. Yay, Aiden is back. How's it going? Good to see you. Let's see. My phone wants a bunch of updates. A bunch of updates you may have. Goodbye, data. Anyway, let's see, JagJet, Math 3.2 then. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, we'll jump back into the flight deck. What speed are we doing? 8.844. So yeah, round about by 3.2 then. Or 3.4. Yeah. Right. Let's see. How's the fuel situation looking? All good. We're all good. Trevor, will we fly past the Grand Canyon? I doubt it. Because the Grand Canyon's close to Las Vegas, isn't it? No, I think we're going to be north of the Grand Canyon by quite a distance. Peter Chaddick, I'd really appreciate your help here. My son has the FSX as well as Real Environment Extreme 2.0. What kind... I'm guessing you're asking what kind of scenery do I have? Or do I use? Oh no, this is FSX, so I'm just using default scenery in FSX. But I've got P3D and I use Orbx FTX Base, FTX Global Vector and Open Land Class Europe, Open LC Europe. But in my FSX, I'm just using default scenery. Although actually, if you buy Orbx Global Base, for example, you could use that in both FSX and Prepared, couldn't you? Although would installing that kind of scenery into FSX just make FSX have a heart attack, keel over and die? I suspect it would. But to answer your question, Peter, what kind? I'm guessing your question got cut off there. Let's see. Back to my question. What kind of cache must we spend on a computer, laptop, desktop? I have no computer on, so any help would be appreciated. Thank you. No problem at all, Peter. So it really depends how far your son wants to take flight simulation. If he's just getting started and he just wants to learn the basics of flying, I would say stick with FSX. The biggest thing to invest in would be a controller to make it easier to fly aircraft. So yeah, if he's just starting out, I think you'll be okay with a laptop and just a joystick. However, if you suspect that he's going to want to take it further and really get into it and really kind of really take on the hobby, it would be better investing in a desktop computer. And it might be worth picking up a flight simulator called Prepared, or P3D as is commonly known in the biz. Yeah, there's a simulator now called P3D, or Prepared. It's developed by Lockheed Martin, and what it is basically an evolution of FSX, because FSX is a really old bit of software now. It's at least 10 years old now. And as such, it's actually not really programmed to run on modern computers. It was developed in a time where we only had single core processors and that, so even if you start throwing FSX out multi-core processors, it can still struggle at times because the software is just cannot take advantage of the more powerful hardware. So if he's going to start taking it seriously, look at getting that flight simulator called Prepared, or alternatively you could get a different flight simulator called X-Plane 11. Those are sort of the two big flight simulators to have nowadays. And if he's going to be taking it seriously, I think getting a desktop PC would be better than a laptop for flying as well. Because with a desktop you can put more powerful hardware into it, and then if you taking it further, there's kind of bespoke controls that you can get for flying. So you can get like an actual what's called a yoke for like properly flying. You can also get a set of pedals which you can use for steering the plane on the ground and using the rudder, which mimics how real aircraft work as well. But basically, you'd be looking at desktop either way would be your better option. And if you need me to, sorry, I know that's probably a really bad explanation for someone who doesn't really know too much about flight simming and the hardware that's needed to power it all. But if you need me to explain anything else, please just ask away, and I'll be more than happy to do so. It's yeah, I'm a bit sleepy, so I'm not thinking properly. I'm not able to verbalize my thoughts well. Let's see. Jagjet Mustache, good stream. Thanks for listening. I liked it. No, it's Jagjet. Thank you very much for coming along and sharing your knowledge and experience. Hopefully, see you again on the future live stream, whenever it may be. Take care of yourself. And let's see. Ads. Yeah, it doesn't work very well. If I'm trying. Okay. Well, the biggest fear that I've had with running scenery in FSX would be the out of memory issues which seem to plague many people. Whoops, did not mean to do that. Go away. Go back. Right, so looking at the progress page, so we're still due to land at 22:59. Yeah, so we should just leave this on time acceleration. So yeah, so we're just powering across the United States currently. Eric, welcome, how's it going? Hello again, Dufo, welcome back. Thank you very much, Eric. How are you doing? Good to see you there. Excuse me. Oh, we've got a huge headwind. Okay. That might explain why, yeah. Well, it's going to be another 3 hours or so. That's interesting, it's giving us another step climb there when we're already at our sort of optimal altitude. Curious. I think we might just stay at flight level 380 for most of the flight now, really. Can't see any need to go up any higher. Paul S, welcome. Hi Differ, good to see you back. Greetings from Calgary. Well, greetings from Scotland. How's it going? It's good to be back for a rare couple of days off that I've got from work currently. Can you believe it? I've got 2 days off this week. 2 days off is a miracle for me. The only other time I've had 2 or more days off work since I started there was one was when I went on holiday to Greece, and 2 was when my body was basically trying to turn itself inside out after I got a stomach bug. Yeah, that was not fun. I think I got food poisoning or something, and yeah, my body just did not. Oh hell no! It was just nasty. So yeah. So I've got a couple of days off work for that, thankfully. Yeah, it wouldn't have been nice being at work and then just ended up like. Yeah, churning out the previous night's dinner all over the office all day. Let's see, Jason Norton, how much longer until we land? I would calculate it'll be about an hour or so, probably. An hour real time. Although I suspect that might creep up slowly, because we are flying into a headwind, but basically we're at 4 times speed acceleration, so in-game time is 21:10. This says we're going to land at 2300, so you know it's going to be for about 45 minutes real time. Because for every yeah I'd say I think about an hour roughly, or maybe 45 minutes real time. 45 minutes to an hour, I suspect. Trebor, where am I right now? Do a top view and zoom out. I'm slap bang in the middle of the United States. So we started off over here somewhere. Oh, we've just passed the halfway mark by the looks of it. Zoom right in. Oh heck. Oh, that's interesting. So you can see that we go flying past the contrails there. That's interesting. Let's see. Jason, thank you, Captain. Gina's service of good drinks back here. Good, I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear she's looking after everyone. Let's see. Oh yeah, I saw someone asking about it earlier. Yeah, the peanut is safe in the back as well as a little PPE. I forgot to mention that earlier. Someone did mention it. I think it was before the streams even started, actually. Someone was asking about the PPE, so it's safe, don't worry. Our one exclusive peanuts from... where did we say it was from? Peru or something? From a hidden peanut plant in the depths of the Peruvian rainforest. It's safe. What's it, the alpha peanut or something? Let's see. This is bizarre. The live stream says it's been... The health of the live stream's been good all live stream. This is weird. Because usually when I've been live streaming in the past, it like throws up the occasional error every now and then. But now this one seems to be going well. Shant, welcome. How's it going? Let's see. Simulation speed is 2 times. It's actually 4 times. Because I don't want to be sat here for 6 hours doing an actual long haul flight. So yeah, this is flight time of 6 hours, but I'm time accelerating through it because as I said, I don't want to be sat here doing the live stream for 6 hours. I've got a nice cozy bed that I'm going to be curling up in soon, hopefully. And plus, if I live stream any longer than 4 hours, my microphone's going to start distorting and breaking up and make me sound like a Dalek, basically. So yeah, I always try and aim to keep my live streams under 4 hours. I'm wondering, should I make a really bad decision and maybe, just maybe, live stream some Counter-Strike tomorrow night? A game which I haven't played for 2 months probably. A game which always enrages me. And I'm thinking of live streaming it tomorrow night. I don't know where I got that idea from. Never mind. Right, so I just noticed that the end of our flight plan is coming up there. So what I'm going to do is start looking at some charts and stuff for San Francisco, and we'll figure out where we're going and what we're doing. So our flight plan, let's see, our flight plan said to land on runway 10 left. So let's just get an update here. Alright, so let's see, San Francisco, so 0507 knots, so that's still 10 left. What was our approach? Inyo. Okay, so full 10 left. Okay, so we're looking for okay, so we've got a GPS approach. Let's see. So now we're going to have to try and figure out some sort of... I'm going to have to figure out something ridiculous here, aren't I? Right. 10 left. Okay, so that's 10 left there. Okay, so we'd more probably come in and turn left, turn. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, that's good. So I just need to find the relevant approach procedure, basically. Oh, Inyo. Perfect. Will that work? Right, hang on. What's this? What does this say? Because it's basically going to be approaching from way over here. Oh, do you know what? Let's just wing it. We're now 10 left. Now we're transitioning through norm, aren't we? What was it? It was Alois. There's no Alois there. Oh, flipping heck. Thanks. Right, so I'm just trying to figure out the best approach here. So, diamond. Don't have diamond there, really. Let me guess this is a case of nav data not matching up. Inyo. That's not gonna be the right one, is it? Where's our gold N6? And we had gold N6. I don't know. Hang on, never mind. I'll just catch up here. Peter, many thanks for the response. No problem, Peter. If you need anything more explained, please just ask away. Because I know that my explanation was probably very bad. Trebor, yes. Can I join UCS Go with you? Maybe. I'll have to see how I feel tomorrow. Trebor, am I flying over the Grand Canyon? As I just said, I told you earlier, I don't know. Ads, yeah, why not? Okay, I'll think about it. Let's see, Aeronautics fan. Can I have a call out since my name is Aeronautics? You just had it. Congratulations. And Billy O'Connor, welcome. How's it going? Good to see ya. Right, let's see here. Still trying to figure out the right approach here. That would actually be a better one, wouldn't it? Stins 3. Mustang. FMG or ILA, let's see. FMG. Right, so hopefully if I've figured that out correctly, that should be... Right, so currently there. let's execute that for now. We'll see what it looks like. There's Inyo. Go to FMG. Okay, so if we take FMG and bring it back after NTU. So if we bring that up in there, then that draws a straight line. So we go NTU, straight to FMG, that brings us straight in. Whoa, okay. What the heck is this flight plan doing? Right, I don't want this hold. Maybe this hold. There we go. Okay, that should do it. I think we'll be alright. Famous last words. Yeah, right. I think I just about did that. I'll see how that goes. Right, okay, back onto time acceleration. Oops. Okay, right. So yeah, so all I was doing there was just trying to figure out the approach into runway 10 left at San Francisco. I had to make some manual adjustments there. I'm not flying online, I'm not flying with ATC, so I think I can get away with, well, yeah. Obviously I wouldn't get away with doing that in real life. ATC would probably vector me for approach. But yeah, I'm just doing my own thing as I always do. Also going to start looking at the procedure guides for the descent and the approach, just to kind of start getting ahead of the aircraft, understanding what's going to happen, so I could be more proactive than reactive during this approach here. So modify arrival route is needed. We've just done that. So next will be descent procedures. So we're going to review any alert messages, select our VREF information for the approach, set the minimums as needed. Actually, that's something we can look at just now as well. We can look at the approach for minimums and bits and pieces. So LNAV minimum decision altitude is going to be 1,200 feet. I think that's what that means anyway. Oops. Cool. Approach course is going to be 104. So what I might end up doing is I might just end up taking this approach visual. Yeah, I might just end up taking this approach visual. Why not? What's the METAR still saying? Because I know that the visibility was quite bad. That's what's in brief. Let's see, still a 2 statute mile approach, but never mind. It'll be fine. It'll be something exciting and different. Let's see, Travis, glad to see you back today. Really glad I caught the live stream. Welcome back, Travis. It's good to see you again. How are you? So I'm having a bit of a sleepy stream today. I'm a bit tired. But yeah, we just figured out our approach into San Francisco just now, so we're just really getting ahead of the aircraft already, planning for the approach, understanding what's going to happen. This could be anything. It's going to be an RNAV approach, so we're not going to have any ILS to go off or go by. So what I'm thinking of doing is just once we get established on final, is just turning off the autopilot and hoping for the best. It's basically the way I think I'm going to play this one. So yeah. And on that thought, I'm going to be a very bad live stream host, and I'm going to go to the toilet before we, or should I? No, I've got a bit of time yet, so what I'll do is I'll hang around for now. Yeah, I'll need to go to the toilet before we start our descent. Yeah, actually we're right. So how are all of you guys doing, guys and or maybe girls watching? Where in the world are you? What time is it where you are? Are you lucky and you're not live streaming at 12:20 at night like I am? How is everyone? What's been happening in your lives? Let's see. Yeah, the aircraft is in good health. They've still got plenty of fuel. Starting to lose. Well, we're getting a bit low on fuel on our outer tanks, so I just need to keep an eye on that, because if we burn out all of the fuel in our outer tanks, then we'll need to turn off the fuel pumps for those. Just be aware of that. Oh, gosh. Dear, oh dear. Let's see, Travis, Dallas, Texas. Just got home from work. Ah, fantastic. Oh yeah, it's I keep forgetting the United States is like several hours behind, so East Coast is going to be about 8:30. West Coast is going to be about 5:30. Yeah, about 5:30. 4:30, 5:30. I don't know. I'm too sleepy to work it all out. Dallas, Texas. That's the point. How are the Cowboys doing this season? I haven't been following the NFL as closely this season. Let's see. Pete Rich is doing great. New York, 1924. Ah, nice. Oh, it was an hour out in my estimate. Yeah, right. Oh, same question to you, Pete. How are the Giants and the Jets doing? I'm a big NFL fan, by the way, but I haven't really been following it properly this season. Well, I say I'm a big NFL fan. I'm not like a religious fan of the NFL, but I'll watch the highlights and stuff if I catch them. But I haven't watched a proper game for a long time, actually. Come to think about it. Okay, I'm not a fan. I have an avid interest in the NFL. Yeah, I've been to a couple of the NFL International Series games in London, which are amazing. Excuse me. Let's see. Travis, definitely not an NFL fan. Okay, I thought so. I did ask, and then I was thinking maybe these guys just don't care about the NFL at all. That's alright. Never mind. It's the same with me and yeah, football in the UK. Yeah, I really don't care all that much for soccer in the UK. So that's all I get, not being interested in sports. Let's see, Ashwin, how you do for hello Ashwin, how are you? Good to see you. Pete Richards, not following any sports presently. Presently focused on school and flying. Fantastic. Keep it that way. Yeah. No, I don't get. I can see the appeal of sports, but especially in the UK, like looking at our like English Premier League and soccer and that, it's like I don't I don't get why some fans are fanatical. Like I'm sat there thinking, like some of our soccer players are getting paid six-figure sums of money per week for kicking a ball around a pitch. Why? Let's see, Bojan, sorry, 127 and yawning every time you are. Don't know what you're talking about. Trevor, what's the biggest difference you notice between flying a plane in FS6 and flying in real life? As stupid as it sounds, the physicality of it. And by that I mean, I'm sat here right now, I'm flying this plane virtually, and I feel really disconnected from it because I'm sat on a spinny chair and I can do whatever I want. But when you're in a real aircraft, you constantly feel all of these like little bumps, and every little gust of wind will tilt the plane or like shift you to one side, or you'll rise or drop in the plane when you're flying for real. So yeah, it's just that kind of physicality of it, and having the winds just kind of gently bumping the plane around. It's just a huge difference. When you do like steep returns in a real aircraft, the sense of G-force as well is well, certainly it's caught me off guard. You know, because when you do a steep turn, you have to roll the aircraft into the turn and then pull back, and you end up getting a lot of positive G as you're going through the turn, and it's a strange sensation, and you don't really appreciate G-force until you have to start using it. So that was something that kind of caught me off guard as well. Not in a bad way, it's like, but it's just like, again, it's just the physicality is not something that you really feel playing it in a sim. But all of like the sort of the principles, such as scanning the instruments and things like that, you can learn, or you can use a simulator to train. But yeah, it's just, especially if you've kind of grown up on the simulator, it's just the physicality of flying that will catch you off guard. But if you've trained in the simulator properly, like you'll understand, like you naturally kind of understand the relationship of, you know, managing the aircraft's energy. Like for example, if you want to slow down and you're descending, what you do is you just, as you're descending, you just level off, let the speed come down a bit, and then continue descending. So like all of like the kind of like the fundamental understanding of, well, when you remove power, the airplane's going to want to start going down. All of that's the same. And as I said, like you know, learning to like scan the instruments is something you can use a simulator to train, but just the actual feeling of being in a plane. You know, like one of the few flight lessons I have done, the instructor let me land the plane, which was very, very, very good. But yeah, it's not the same as being in the simulator. Like, it's really unnerving when you're trying to land the plane, and like something you don't get, something you don't understand is ground effect. Like the planes that I tried to land was a Piper Tomahawk, and the thing just did not want to touch down. And this was in like gusting winds, which were like fairly strong, and they were gusting as well. And like, yeah, I'm bringing the plane down, and I pull the power, and I'm just holding the nose up, and the instructor's telling me just keep it there, sort of thing, just keep pulling back. And I'm holding the nose up, and then like you get a gust of wind, and you suddenly drop a couple of feet, but you still don't touch down. And then you get another gust of wind that picks you back up again, and he's just like, no, just hold it, don't you know. You don't react to the gusts of wind. Just just keep holding it. And like as the wind is like, you know, now I've got this crosswind like starting to blow me sideways across the runway as well. And then like finally, the speed starts bleeding off. I start getting the stall warner, and then I finally just bump down. And it's like, yeah, well, it's weird being in like when you experience ground effects, where the aircraft just doesn't want to settle down where you want it to. I guess, of course, with time and experience, you kind of learn, you kind of get accustomed to that feeling, and you kind of get conditioned to it, so you can kind of command a bit more, or you're in better control of the aircraft in that situation. But yeah, it was quite interesting, just flaring the aircraft, and then continuing down the runway for like another 200 meters because the thing just didn't want to settle down. That was quite interesting as well. Let's see, Pete. You have a valid point there, getting paid nicely. That's why I'm focused on doing more passionate about it. Absolutely. Well, you know what they say, if you find a job you love, then you never work a day in your life, sort of thing. You see, Trevor, have a rare flight lesson at a local airport scheduled in March. Looking forward to it. Cost me $80. $80 is really good, actually. I know that the USA is very supportive of the GA industry. So $80. I mean, how long is that flight for? Like how long? How much flight time are you getting for $80? Let's see, Travis. Any idea how simulators are for training for IFR? Simulators are pretty good. Again, you can learn your discipline for reading instruments and stuff, and like in interpreting instruments. You can use simulators for learning how to interpret instruments like VOR indicators and things like that. So no, you can absolutely use it. Of course, it's no competition to the real thing, but yeah, it's no, you certainly can use it as long as the principles or the methods that you're using are what would be used in real life, and you're following good practices and you're not getting into bad habits with what you're studying and what you're learning. Yeah, you can absolutely use a simulator to train and practice. Right, if you bear with me for 60 seconds, I'm just going to go for a whiz. So I will be back in 60 seconds. Don't crash a plane. Please don't. It'll be fine. Right, I'll be right back. Let's see, Trevor. It's just 1 hour and 1 hour ground training. All of that for $80. $80 for 1 hour flight time is incredible compared to UK prices. Let's see, Pete. The difference between flight sim and real planes' level of engagement. Yes, that's true as well. Yeah, it's a completely different feeling having an actual yoke in your hands. You know, again, it's just like being able to feel the sensations of getting thrown about and all sorts is completely different. Pete, you can get an hour of training for an average of 240 US, which includes a wet plane and instructor. Okay. I was going to say, like, $80, that's... strikes me as being incredibly cheap. Well, I think in the UK, the flight school in Inverness does instructional training for £179 per hour. And that generally includes, well, that's 1 hour of flight time. It generally includes a pre-flight briefing and debriefing for that particular lesson. But any additional ground school costs extra on top of that. So you do like a pre-flight briefing which covers the fundamentals of whatever lesson it is you're going on to do. And that's kind of... yeah, and then you pay for the flight time. So you don't pay for the pre-flight briefing in the UK. Well, certainly not at the flight school in Inverness. You don't pay for the lesson briefing or debriefing, but you just pay for the flight time. This is, I think, £179 per hour. Right, okay, so we're getting closer to topic descent, so that's gonna happen when wind data, but of course request sent. I'm not even sure what I'm requesting here. Is this wind data? Wind data input ready. Set forecast upload really. Okay. I never knew you could do that. Right, how do I get my descent forecast? Okay, interesting. Just to learn something about the aircraft there. Alright. Right. Anyway, when we look at the progress page, so we're going to be landing at 23:16, so it's currently 22:49, so just over 25 minutes time we should be landing, so it'll be pretty good. So it's going to just be a very simple approach, so we're making a left-hand turn. So we're currently flying west, southwest, then we turning southwestish, and then essentially turning east into runway 10 left, San Francisco. Weather is due to be kind of bad. I think it's going to be quite kind of misty, quite murky, quite cloudy, as it kind of looks like down there. So yeah, that could make for an interesting approach. Let's see. Looking at our fuel burn, so we're running out of fuel on our outer tanks. So we may get a fuel warning at some point along the approach if we do run out of fuel on those. Not a big deal, all we'll need to do is just turn off the fuel pumps for those outer tanks. So that'll be main 1 forward and aft, and main 4 forward and aft. As for the approach itself, we'll probably take a full flaps landing. We can deal with all of that on the way down during the descent. I'll start rattling through some of the descent normal procedures as well, or normal procedures for descent, the approach, and then landing, and then we'll do all the cleanup and stuff after we land as well. So it'll all be good. Start getting myself comfy, and yeah, it's going to make for good flights, I suspect. Yeah. Wondering how I get a look at the top of descent. No idea. Not sure. We'll be alright. Okay, no new comments over there. So, right. Okay, so reset MCP altitude. So now, just going to give the flight computers permission to start descending. We'll come down to about 2,000 feet. I'll actually check. Do not have any other yeah, we don't have any other types of approach for runway 10 left. Okay, never mind. We'll see. Because I think, strictly speaking, we might have some difficulty with the minimums. I think if I read the chart correctly, the minimums are going to be 1,200 feet. And I think given the visibility, it might be too far away. So technically, as we're passing over the minimums, I suspect that we're not going to have a visual with the runway. Oh, I guess we'll find out. It'll be fine, it'll be fine. So So this is starting our descent now. Start dialing the range down a bit further. Right, okay, so now we are in the descent. Let's review any messages. So recall, fuel overrides, that's okay, get those. So let's select VREF on the approach page, so we're going to take a flaps 30. Do that there, so flaps 30 and a speed of 141. CP, maybe if you add approach waypoints it may help with these step down procedures. Possibly. I think this is going to be just a continuous descent all the way in, is the idea. I think it should have. We should have. Approach things anyway. It'll be fine because we will get some form of ILS, but it'll just be given based off VNAV information there. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, I'm sure. Right, so VREF has been selected, minimums have been set. Nav radio, we're not really going to be using it because we don't have an ILS on that runway. I'll set the auto brakes now, so we shall set all brakes 2, I say, or 1. I'll set 2. Should be okay there. And then the descent checklist I don't have ready access to, so we'll be fine. If anyone hasn't already guessed, I am probably the most unprofessional, most blasé streamer you might find. Yeah. The way I conduct my video tutorials is definitely not the way I conduct my live streams. It's it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Anyway, I always use my live streams to just relax and have fun. Okay, so now, given now that the engines are idle, I think we might end up with just a bit of fuel in our outer wing tanks, after all. I think it'll be okay. So the next major thing to happen will be us passing through 18,000 feet. So that's the point. I will. Let's see, where was it?
Kilo Mike Yankee Victor Airport information Papa 0030 Zulu weather wind.
Someone said, didn't they? If you set 122.025, that gives you destination. Am I right? I think of that. Maybe not. I wonder if we could. Please 008. Mainly it's the pressure that I want to get. It's tricky with this 3008. Let's see. Pete Richards is not an issue. I'm buckled in and prepared for descent. Yeah, I think everyone now needs to get themselves buckled in. There we go, there's that fuel warning, which is fine. So you're expecting that fuel quantity low. If you have a look at the fuel page there, so now we've got £2,000 in both those tanks there, so we were expecting that error. That's all good. So we'll just turn off the fuel pumps there. So we've got the inner tanks are still supplying fuel to everything, so that's good. So fuel quantity low, fuel pump 1, before, aft. Probably could actually just burn off the rest of the fuel in those tanks, if you think about it. And so that's a warning that we're expecting, so that's good. Cancel that as well. Adam, welcome, how's it going? Not seen you in ages, dude. Good to see you again. It's good to see you too, Adam. How have you been? This is us just starting our descent into San Francisco just now, so you've kind of come along at the perfect time, really. So hopefully.
Kilo Sierra Tango Sierra Airport information Quebec 2353 Zulu weather wind 007 at 5 visibility 1 sky clear temperature 20 dew point -10 altimeter 3006 advise on initial contact you have in.
Okay, so that was 3006, however that wasn't from San Francisco. Turn on a bit of the anti-ice there. Let's see, Ads, looking forward to this landing. It should be a good one. If the weather in active sky matches up to what the METARs are telling us, which I don't know if it is, because San Francisco's out in that direction. It looks like it's pretty clear, certainly in the sim. Yeah, I was thinking it's going to be quite misty and quite cloudy, but yeah, looking outside of the plane there, it looks like it's going to be alright. So I think it should be alright. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and run out the fuel in those outer tanks there. Should be okay. So 19,400 feet currently, so 18,000, that's where we're going to swap over to local pressure. Just dial the range down again a little bit. So just going to wait till we pass this cloud here, and then once I have, I'll turn off the anti-ice. Not that cloud this size would cause any significant icing. It's better safe than sorry. Unless we're heading into that patch of cloud down there, I don't think we are. We could be. I'm not 100% familiar with the San Fran or the Cisco area. Is that how you say it? San Fran area? Cisco area? West Coast? Right, yeah, wait. Turn all that off. Let's see, Chris Lane, remember have your speed 250 or less by flight level is 100. I absolutely will. However, the aircraft is going to take care of that for me. So if you have a look on the display here, you can see we've got 2 green dots. So what's going to happen is when we reach this first dot, the aircraft is going to level off, which is going to help the speed bleed off down to 250 by the second green dot, and then once the speed's been bled off a little bit, then we're going to descend again. So I'll try and point that out as it happens. So just as we reach, I think 11,000 feet, you'll see the aircraft will automatically select 250 knots, and then you'll see it, the nose will come up a bit and speed will start to bleed off. So speaking of 10,000 feet, that's when we're going to be doing our next few actions. So we're going to turn the passenger signs on, we're going to turn on the inboard landing lights. Transition level has already been set, and we're going to start extending the flaps as per the extension schedule as well. So yeah, looks like we're all doing good just now. Maybe we are going under that patch of cloud. You know, I think we might be. So we've got the auto brake set already, that's good. Oops, left the taxi light on the entire flight. Never mind, it'll be fine. We've got plenty of electric power, right? Yeah, let's see, it's all green. What's that? I think we are going to end up going under that cloud coverage there. So it must just be a patch of clouds sat right on top of San Francisco. Right, okay, here we go. So currently at 293 indicated airspeed. Once we pass 11,000 feet, just as we hit that first green circle, you see the aircraft will pitch up and the speed will bleed off. Well, we are pitching up a slight bit, but we are turning as well. So you can see the computer's automatically selected 240 knots. You can see the speed is now trending downwards as well. Trevor, you point out the Golden Gate Bridge. You seem to be most familiar with San Francisco. Travis, really want to catch a landing, but I'm afraid I have to run. Hope to catch any future live streams. Oh, we're only like 5 minutes away from it, if that. No worries, Travis. I mean, the live stream will be on the channel, so you can watch it later if you want. But thanks very much for coming along, and yeah, hopefully we'll catch you on another live stream sometime soon. Take care of yourself, and yeah, we'll see you again soon, hopefully. Right, so because I got the seatbelt signs in auto, they came on automatically, but I'll just turn them on explicitly. Inboard landing lights come on now. Transition level has been set. So yeah, now we're just going to be keeping an eye on the speed. So a little bit above just now, but it is trending downwards still. What I might end up doing is putting out the speed brakes just to help. So we're about 500 feet above where we should be just now. Speed is down at 240. You can see our rate of descent is going to slowly start to increase as well. Now that we've got the speed under control there. And I do believe we are heading... We're going to go into that cloud, or are we going to go over here somewhere? I have no idea. Don't know this area at all. Let's see, Chris. Well, watching you fly makes me want to fly. Time to fire. Explain in F's. No worries. Right, so we're about 540 feet above where we need to be currently. But the aircraft will try to recover that. Slowly but surely. And once we start throwing out the anchors, aka the flaps, then we can start to recover that speed a bit better as well. Certainly once you get into the higher angles of flaps, they just act as huge speed brakes essentially. I actually think what I might do take control of the speed as well there, just try and help the plane slow down a bit. So go for flaps 1 there. So even with flaps 1, I think that's inducing quite a bit of drag, which is helping the plane recover the right vertical altitude there. Bring the speed down again. Of course, once we throw the landing gear out as well, that's going to induce a whole lot of drag as well. So bring the speed down to 200 knots. Here comes that murky weather that we didn't want. Actually, should I just turn the autopilot off just now? Just fly it manually all the way from here. Trevor, how do I know at what point to start bringing down the flaps? We've got these little green bugs on the speed indicator there. Right, should we go full manual here? I'm feeling it. Oh yeah, we're doing it. Full manual it is.
500.
Right, so landing gear's coming down, landing lights are on, muzzle brake is on, speed brake is armed. Weather's gone. So we're just following the flight director now. So flaps up to full. There we go, I've got visual on the runway now. Let's see, Lucas, choose different. Do you still use the same Logitech joystick? I do. Still got the same old faithful. Oops. So landing gears down, we've got green lights. As you say, we're way too high here. So we're going to have to dive a little bit for the runway here, because apparently we're about 600 feet too high. Which is alright. Makes this approach a little bit more exciting.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
So we've got visuals, so we're going to go ahead and land. Just bring in nice.
50. 30. 20. 10.
And down. And those will go down. And that's how you do it. Nice and gently. Nice and easy. As big as it is, the 747 is a remarkably easy aircraft to put down. That was smooth, nice landing. Thank you very much. It was. Quite proud of that one myself. So the speed brakes come up. Let's see. Flaps can come up. So the APU comes on. Oops. And lights come off. Let's see. The strobe lights come off. Transponder comes off there. Where the radar comes off as well. So now I think we're just going to make our way back over to the terminal. So I don't know exactly where I'm going, but I'm just going to go over and find the nearest reasonable parking spot I can. Pete Richards, awesome landing, thank you very much. Let's see, ads. Right, I'm going to have to call it a night. Have uni tomorrow at 9. Thanks for the stream. See you next one. No worries, ads. Thank you very much for sticking around. We'll definitely see you on the next live stream. So all I'm really going to do is I'm just going to take the aircraft back into to a stand now, and yeah, we'll park up, shut down, and yeah, we'll see what happens after that. Cancel these messages on the ECAS currently. So I'm sure there's a couple of things that I'm missing as part of the shutdown procedure, but I think we'll be alright. I have no idea where the heavy stands are here at San Fran. Thinking if I take it over to the left, there should be some reasonable space over there. If not, it's going to make for quite a comical ending to the live stream. Thinking we'll park over there somewhere. Hopefully one of these places will have enough space. Let's see. Pete Richards, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to San Francisco. On behalf of Captain Joss, thank you for flying Duffer Airlines. Enjoy staying for services. I'll see you very soon. Thank you very much, Pete. Yeah, this must be a heavy stand. Surely. Now I know what you're all going to say. Oh my god, this isn't default scenery, it doesn't have any fancy add-ons. Yeah, whatever. Not really bothered. Should do it. Okay, so parking brake on, electrical power set onto APU, hydraulic pump 4 auxiliary, pumps 1, 2, 3 off, fuel control switches, 1, 2, 3, 4 all coming off. Seatbelt signs can come off. Anti-ice is off at the moment. Beacon light, oops, comes off. Flight directors off and off. Status messages, what we expect. Transponder comes on to standby. We shall put jetway there. Get some ground power connected. Chucks are in, so parking brake can come off. Hydraulic pump 4 is no longer needed now, so that goes off. We'll wait for the ground power to be available, which it is. So 1 and 2 there. We'll turn the APU off. And that's it. Flight is a good one. So jetway's extending out. Go on, you can do it. We'll see if the jetway actually found the. It did. Well done, jetway. Where did I park? Ooh, not too bad actually. Considering I wasn't looking outside, the nose wheel there, it's not too far off. Relatively centered. It's not bad. I'm happy with that. I'll take that. So that is it. That was Philadelphia to San Francisco in the PMDG Boeing 747-400. So I am not going to be doing any more flying tonight, but at the end of every live stream I do stick around for a little while just to chat with anyone who's watching and anyone who might want to ask any questions or has any comments about the live stream or about what I do on YouTube or any life questions in general. So if anyone does have any comments or questions, please do ask away, because I will be sticking around for another 5-10 minutes or so. If you are leaving now, thank you very much for watching. As I said, I'm sticking around, so this is not the end of the live stream just yet, but if anyone wants to ask anything, please do, and if people don't want to ask anything, then we will end the live stream. So just pull the microphone a bit closer, and I shall await any comments popping up in the chat. I'll have to go back and watch the replay of that landing. It felt like a very good landing. I don't know where I was in relation to the touchdown zone markers. The approach, as usual, was awful. I was way too high because I just didn't have the aircraft set up properly, and I think the flight director was trying to get me to climb at some point, which is probably what put me a few hundred feet way too high. But the aircraft was relatively light. We had full flaps out, so I was able to descend quite steeply without gaining any speed, which was obviously key to getting back on the sort of the best glide slope, I guess you'd say, for the runway. So yeah, all in all, very satisfying touchdown for a very satisfying live stream. Considering I've not been doing it for a while, I'm really happy with how everything went. Let's see, Bojan. It was nice as always, nice landing. Thank you all, and good night to everyone. No worries, Bojan. I don't know why I keep saying Bojan. Thank you very much for coming along. Yeah, it was great seeing you. Yeah, because it's much earlier. It's much. It's probably like 2:20 in the morning for you. So yeah, go and get some sleep. Bobby, welcome. How's it going? I haven't been here in a while. Me neither. It's been a while since I've been here myself. How are you doing? Jason Norton, Captain, you're going to do a stream tomorrow? I don't know yet. I'll have to see how I feel, because when I come to do a live stream, I kind of feel like I have to be up for doing a live stream. I don't want to try and force a live stream if I'm just not feeling it. So I've tried doing that in the past, and it was a really bad live stream. So I don't want to try and force a live stream if I don't feel up to it, if I don't have the motivation to do it. So I don't know if I'll do a live stream tomorrow or not. Probably not. I'll more likely say that I won't be doing one, but never say never. Never say never. Nikolai, what's my nearest airport in real life? That'll be Inverness, where hosted all of my tutorial videos. Let's see, Pete, you have FSX and a flight sim, but not much experience using it. I'm looking to get some rudder pedals. How long did it take you to get used to using everything? Well, I'm not really used to using everything. All I use is just a simple joystick. That's all I've ever used throughout my entire channel, all of the flight simming that I've done on this channel, through all of the tutorial videos, all the live streams. I've only ever used a joystick. Never had any rudder pedals, never had any yoke, never had any throttle quadrants, only a joystick. So yeah, compared to when you compare it to real world flying, that's one of the things that I really want to focus on early on in my real world training, is developing that muscle memory to developing the actual physical muscle memory, so when you roll an aircraft, your rudder as well, because at the moment all I do is just push the joystick to one side and then twist the joystick to add the yaw in as well. So I've the whole coordinating my hands and my feet in an aircraft, I've got no experience of. Let's see, Pete, to be honest, still getting used to the whole gaming concept. I mean, it's like anything else. With a few hours of kind of practice and repetition, you'll get it easily. Especially considering that you're flying for real as well. It'll come. It'll be second nature to you in no time. Excuse me, it's Bobby. Sure, you've been asked this before, but do you play any DCS, or do you intend to? I've dabbled with DCS. I've never really put any serious time into it. But I do have it, just the free version and free aircraft, and I do intend to dabble with it a little bit more. Although I've struggled, because when I've done the tutorial missions in DCS, half of the tutorial missions in DCS after all the updates don't work anymore. So there was one where you're doing this like low flying at nighttime sort of thing. And one of the, because in DCS you have like the square gates that you have to fly through, and one of the gates was actually embedded underground. So it's just like, I know the flight director's telling me to go down, but I can see a tree line and I can't see a gate, so I'm not going to be going down. Let's see, Trevor, what's the scariest experience you've had flying a real plane? Well, do you mean me being in control of a real plane, or just being on a real plane in general? Pete Richards, great job. The muscle memory is a vital part of flight experience, especially during the flare. Yeah, definitely. I know I've got like the basic concept. Well, I intellectually I know the basic concept is when you flare, just kind of keep pulling back, and just let the plane settle onto the runway. But yeah, as we were speaking about earlier, just the whole like physicality of doing it for real is something completely different. So when you're hovering about 10 feet above the runway and you can start hearing the stall warner going off, that can be quite unnerving, because you suspect that when you start hearing the stall warner, the plane's just going to go donk and just like vertically drop onto the runway. Trebor, both. Okay, well, the first, probably the scariest experience was one of the flight lessons that I did do was with a very what's the best way to describe him? The guy I did my lesson with, Christophe. He was a French instructor, and he was very bold. Like, he was the kind of instructor who like deliberately put you into challenging situations, not to make you fail or anything, but to really like just kind of stretch your skill and ability. And one of the when we did our flight lesson, we started off by taking off, and then we turned away from the airport, and as we were climbing and heading towards our kind of training area, We actually ended up doing a bit of IMC flight. We ended up flying through some clouds because he knew that I've done flight simming. He knew that I knew how to, or I know how to interpret the instruments. So he said, okay, just sort of climb through the clouds. So that wasn't scary. That was really cool. But later on in that lesson, he was teaching me about dive turns, which is basically it is what it sounds like. When you're in a turn and you start like diving down and losing altitude as well. And Christoph's also aerobatics trained. So what he did was he taught me like the basic process for getting out of a dive turn, which is power off, roll the wings level, pull up, power on, right rudder, and just climb. And then so the basic idea is that it's a situation that happens quite often with new pilots. They'll be flying along and they'll have like their mates in the back or something, and they'll be going off on a flight together, and they'll be going, oh look, there's your house down there, and then everyone kind of all looks over and says, oh yeah, that's cool. And what you don't realise in a real aircraft is like you might all be looking out the side window looking down, but what you don't realise is that you're you might inadvertently turn the plane, like roll the plane over, and as you do that, the plane starts turning and descending and gaining speed at the same time. So that's how you can get into an inadvertent dive turn. And so like he started off by saying, okay, close your eyes, I'm going to put the aircraft into a dive turn and I want you to recover from it. Now Christoph's he's also aerobatics trained, so I closed my eyes, I'm sat there with my hands on my lap, and I can feel him like turning the plane, and I feel like a bit of kind of positive G and stuff as he's just kind of throwing the plane about a little bit just to kind of disorientate me. And then I've still got my eyes closed, and he says, I open up, and I'm looking, and I can see like the horizon is like way up here somewhere, and so I do. So it's power off, roll the wings level, pull up, power on, right rudder, climb, sort of thing. Right, good. And then so he says, all right, we'll do it again. So close your eyes. So I do, and then I feel him like start throwing the plane around again, and then I feel like really, really like real kind of strong compression. And then like start going light, and I can feel him like turn the plane over, sort of thing. And then he says, right, open your eyes. I open my eyes, and I kid you not, it feels like we're like half inverted and like diving down towards the ground like that. And I'm like, right, power off, roll the wings level, pull up. And he so I think what he'd done is he like dropped the plane down, gone into a steep climb, and then like almost like a strong lazy 8, like just as you reach the top of the climb, he'd like rolled it over, like or yawed it over at the top, like the apex of the climb, like just only just above the stall, and he'd kind of given me control back just as we were like in this sort of position. That was definitely the scariest thing I've ever done in a plane, but it's really cool and really valuable. So like, but like I said, that instructor Christoph, he's not a bad instructor. He really, really pushes your horizons and deliberately makes you do things which are uncomfortable. But again, it's not to scare you. It's not to put you off flying. It's like he gives you extreme examples of the situations that you could find yourself in, and more importantly, teaches you how to get out of them. So, no, he's an incredibly good instructor. A lot of people dislike that sort of stuff, and I dislike it as well. But I can see the value of learning it, which is important. So and obviously if you go through kind of an extreme situation where you are sort of 60 degrees pointing down towards the ground, and turning at the same time, you're certainly going to remember how to recover from a dive turn once you've been given that experience. So that's definitely a good one. Let's see, Pete. It's true about the stall warning, but throughout my training I've learned to use the side view to get used to the flare. My demon is just stall maneuvers. I'm still getting used to the feeling of weightlessness. Yeah, that's that can be quite unnerving as well. Is doing a fully developed stall where the aircraft is literally just dropping out the sky, because it's easy enough to kind of hear the stall warner squeak and then just do the usual recovery. So push let the nose drop down, power on, climb out of it. But yeah, when you actually in real life, when you continue pulling the aircraft into a stall and deliberately pull it into a fully developed stall, and it does just, because when you do a regular stall, you kind of like you're going along and then you angle out, and then you kind of like immediately recover it and away you go. But yeah, when you kind of go like that, that's quite unnerving. So yeah, that's quite scary. Let's see, Pete's looking forward to practicing lazy 8 and Chandelle maneuvers. Yeah, they're good stuff. And Pete Richards, I love performing spin maneuvers. See, we at the flying school in Inverness, apparently they don't do spin maneuvers because we have Piper Tomahawks, which are allegedly very bad for spinning. So yeah, I don't think anyone has trained spins. Yeah, I don't think anyone's trained for spins in Inverness here. Nikolai, what do I think about the latest crash of the Line 737 MAX 8? Incorrect angle of attack caused that AOA sensor. Funny enough, I was speaking to an engineer today about that, and they think what had happened was, yes, it was an AOA sensor, but it caused something called runaway trim. Or, yeah, it was a runaway trim issue, I think is the term for it. So basically what happens is the angle of attack, like the aircraft senses that the plane is getting into a stall, and that's information that's being received by the angle of attack indicator. So what the autopilot does, of course, is whack on the throttles, and it also adds downwards trim to push the nose down to level it off, so that the aircraft gains speed again. The problem is what had happened. I think what people think happened, and I think that Boeing have actually sent out an emergency airworthiness directive. Because I was speaking to an engineer who, told me about this today, literally today actually, and he was saying that what had happened was the aircraft thought that it was getting into a stall, so the auto throttles kicked in and it started to trim the nose down to speed up, or to just to get the aircraft to recover the angle of attack. But what had happened was the angle of attack sensor was still telling the plane that it was close to a stall, even though it was trimming down. So because the aircraft still thought it was in a stall, even though it was getting level again, it was still trying to trim the nose down, and the aircraft's attitude, I think, changed to level, but the aircraft still thought it was in a stall, so it kept trimming the nose down, and then it was now in a downward angle of attack, and it was still trimming the nose down, and still trimming the nose down, and they think that's what caused the issue, was the aircraft thought that it was in a stall because the information it was getting from that angle of attack indicator, and it was automatically trimming the nose down. And it's something called runaway trim, where the aircraft is just continuously adding trim inputs automatically, and I suspect that they think that's what happened, and it's something that commercial pilots do train for, but there's a possibility that the pilots didn't recognize or identify quickly enough what the issue was, and obviously we all know what happened to the aircraft, which was horrific. I'm sure as time goes on, that will, time will tell exactly what happened, but yeah, the engineer that I was speaking to today had seen the sort of the like his whole job is kind of staying in touch with like what's called airworthiness directives. So if an aircraft manufacturers find a fault with one of their aircraft, they basically send out a bulletin to anyone who uses their aircraft saying, we found this fault with our aircraft, be aware of it, this is how you fix it, or don't use this aircraft until we find a resolution for this issue. And it could be something tiny, like it could be something silly, like I don't know, the headrests on the pilot's chairs comes loose because of a loose bolt. It just rattles itself loose during vibration. Or it could be something serious, like the autopilot control system doesn't know how to deal with this condition. Be aware this is the situation that causes the conditions. Train your pilots now and tell them to look out for this thing happening. So yeah, I don't know. It's a horrific and tragic story all around. But anyway, Max, welcome to the live stream. How's it going? Greetings from Western Siberia in Russia. Greetings from an even colder part of the world that is the Highlands of Scotland. How are you? Let's see, Pete. I'm thinking maybe I need to go back and start riding roller coasters to help with feeling of weightlessness. Yeah, or just keep doing like negative G pushovers in the aircraft. Just where you kind of like pull it into a steep climb and then push it over like that. We did that the other day. Me and Christoph did that the other day as well. That's good fun. Right. I don't know about you people watching, but it's 1:38 in AM in the UK just now, so I'm getting kind of sleepy. So, does anyone have any last comments or questions? If not, then I shall bid thee farewell and then go straight to bed and snooze. Let's see, Nikolai, I was in London in July. Ah, nice. How did you find it? What did you think of the London? Hot weather and such. Yeah, it can get pretty hot in London actually. They had like they had low 30s I think this summer. Now it can get pretty toasty down there. Little or no air conditioning. Yep. Yeah, I mean, and you got to think like all of that heat is just reflecting off buildings and off the ground as well. It gets really stuffy down there. And of course, being in the UK, where it's traditionally a bit colder than it is in the rest of the world, yeah, all of our buildings are built to kind of hold heat rather than reflect it, or they're not built with air conditioning. So we've got like thick bricks and thick walls, insulated walls to kind of keep heat inside of houses. So that doesn't help either. Keep the heat inside the buildings when the summer rolls around. Let's see. Trevor, when's the next stream? I don't know. I don't know yet. Let's see. Nikolai, very nice flight with Virgin Atlantic. Nice. Glad you like the city. Let's see. Nikolai, they replaced the Boeing 789 with the A330. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. Pete Richards, good night. Get lots of rest and safe flying. No worries, Pete. Thank you very much for coming along. And best of luck with your next PPL lesson. Hope it goes well. No, 747. I'll just hang on. Voice is starting to go. I'll just hang on, see if there's any last comments coming through. If not, then we'll call it a night there. Just updating all the apps on my tablet here as well. Let's see, Nikolai, thank you for streaming. Good night. Thank you very much, Nikolai, for coming along. It was great seeing you there, and I'll hopefully see you on the next live stream, whenever that may be. I'll try my best to give you guys as much notice as I can. But yeah, given how busy I am in real life, it might be a bit tricky. Max, what do I think about the SSJ 100 plane? I'm not sure if I'm familiar with the SSJ 100s. Let's have a look. What's the... Sukhoi Superjets. I don't know much about it, I'll tell you that. It looks quite nice. Looks like it'll be a good competitor to the Boeing and Airbus. I'm guessing it's got similar characteristics to the Boeing 737 and Airbus A320 family. It's quite nice actually. I like the shape of the nose. It's quite a nice profile. It's quite nice actually. Yeah, I like that. It's got quite small engines as well actually. Engines are quite thin and streamlined. No, I like that. I like it. Gets a thumbs up from me. I do like that kind of like pointed, low pointed shape of the nose there. I do like that. Yeah. No, I like that. It's good. Let's see, Nikolai. It's small, 95 seats or so. Okay. So it'll be a bit smaller than that. Oh no, I like it. I like it. It's a nice little aircraft. So that'll probably be in line with Embraer 195s, is it? Because I know that Embraer do a slightly smaller commercial jet. Slightly smaller compared to a 737 or an A320. Yes, that's good. No, I like that. So you could have fun with that. Max sold a lot of them in Mexico. Ah, nice. Good stuff. No, it's a nice little aircraft. I like the look of that one. That's good. Oh, actually, infographic. 78, 98. Okay. Yeah, cool. Okay. Right. I think we're gonna call it a night there. Cause yeah, the chat's slowing down, so I think we'll call it a night there. So, yeah, so we flew the PMDG Boeing 747-400 version 3. Yeah, we started off at Philadelphia. We flew all the way across America over to San Francisco. Had a cloudy, slightly dramatic, but ultimately nice gentle touchdown at San Francisco. Yeah, it was a very good stream all around. So thank you to everyone who came along to watch. Saw a few old faces in the chat there, which was fantastic. Saw a few new faces in the chat as well, which was also fantastic. So yeah, so I don't know when my next live stream is going to be, because I am quite busy in real life, so I have no idea when it's going to be, but I will try my best to give you guys and girls a heads up and let you know the next time I'm planning a live stream. So keep an eye out for live streams being planned and scheduled here on YouTube. I'm going to try and get a bit more active on Twitter as well, so I'll give you a heads up on Twitter when I'm planning a live stream. Pardon me as well. So that's it. So until the next time, thank you all very much for watching. Take care out there, and I'll catch you all later.